This is Crown of Thoughts. Today, Kyler Faucher episode. Man, haven't seen this motherfucker in forever.
That's me. Good to see y'all. I'm sitting here on camera. I'm smoking a bowl. Tell you a little bit about what's been going on. Been gone for a while, but let me hit this bowl real quick.
But yeah, I was just thinking across from Tom's when we used to throw rocks at your window. It'd be 3 a.m. You gotta go to school the next day. You're like, all right, fine.
We throw down a dive sack. But yeah, so like, my mom, she just moved to Ohio. She moved out of Tall Oaks, and that's where they moved once I moved out of my mom's. I basically got slid out of the door when my mom moved in with my grandma, and they moved into Tall Oaks together. The plan's been, when my grandma passes, my mother would end up moving in with my sister in Ohio because they have an extra room for her, and that's where she's going to spend out her years instead of going to a retirement home. That's where she's going to be. So,
Your mom, not your sister.
yes. She might put my sister into a retirement home. Who fucking knows, man? But yeah. So she left. Now I got the trailer. It's mine. So I'm about to move in there. I'm in the process of this month trying to get in there, but the park won't allow me in at the moment. Well, I haven't heard back from them. I've been calling them, so I'm just gonna have to move in and keep it under my mom's name. Like I can put the trailer in my name, but the property itself is rented. It's a lot rent.
Yeah.
So I gotta pay.
Yeah.
I gotta pay that bullshit every month. So that's in my mom's name. So I might just leave it in that and just move in. So fuck it.
Maybe she has lower payments.
Nah, it's all the same, but it just sucks, man. But she's gone now, so
So you're moving out of where you are now.
yeah. So I'm in the process.
process.
Yeah. So I've been bringing home boxes, and my girl's trying to get it. My girl's 8 months pregnant too right now.
I was gonna ask, you have one kid?
I have 2 with her, and 1 on the way with her. So 3 total now.
Okay, I thought there were 2.
Yeah. I got Rushton, Riker, and now Willow's coming.
Rustin's a kick-ass name.
It is, man. I love that name. I was very proud when I thought of that name. It was actually a family name, an Irish name.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, my sister did her genealogy, and found out, and she went back and got all the names and stuff. She was telling me all these names in our in our family history, and Rushton was one of the Irish last names. It was the Rileys,
cool.
the Rushtons, and something else, and I was like, Rushton. And I looked at Courtney, she looked at me, and we're like, yep, that's it. That's it.
Dude, I've been thinking, you got the DHC right here, right?
Yeah, man.
I've been thinking, like, ever since I seen that, I wanted to get, like, that same shit. I've been, because I just got fucking my whole leg sleeve done.
No way.
And then you're like, finally, the pain's over. Like, thank God. And then, like, a month later, you're like, I want another one.
It never ends, man.
That's what they always told me would happen.
I haven't had that, man, that itch, man. I got all my random tattoos and kind of been staying
Good
with
with
that.
that.
Like, I want more.
It's almost being different to not have any fucking
I
tattoos
know.
at this point.
You can't be a chef either without tattoos. I think it's like part of the game now.
Oh yeah, like the fucking, like the hipsters with the fish.
Mm-hmm.
What are those fish that they always get? The Chinese fish.
The blowfish, man. Shit that can kill you, man. But no, man. I don't know. I'm done with my tattoos at the moment, but I just don't have a free tattoo artist. If I had one, I'd probably get more.
Yeah. The fucking dude that was at Shag's house that was just giving people tattoos.
Oh, yeah.
What was Doug got one.
What was his name? Chris? No,
I
fucking
don't know.
Scott. Back in the day. Scott. God,
Yeah,
he's the
know.
one that did this one and the KK on my leg.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I haven't seen that motherfucker in forever. But yeah, so I'll be hopefully moving into this place this month. And got the baby Willow on the way.
Willow.
Willow. Yeah.
Zach's daughter's name's Willow.
I know. I said that to her too. I was like, I have a couple friends that have that name now.
There's gonna be too many fucking
There's
Willows.
too many Willows. She says, I don't care. I like it. I said, all right.
People won't know who we're talking about.
Sorry, Zach, if you hear this, man. I tried, but she wanted the name. We're spelling it different. WYLLOYW. So.
So you used to live in my fucking disgusting ass house.
Yes, I
It's
did.
gotten cleaner since then.
I actually like all the new changes. I like the ceiling tiles going on up there.
Yeah, I gotta do parts of the ceiling. There's some issues. But
I think it's upgraded, honestly.
We're talking about my
You have a rug.
my couch / scratching post.
Oh, yep.
And I'm like, why buy a scratching post? I already got the fucking couch. It'll double up. I sit on it. I sleep on it. I got 2 bedrooms, 2 different beds. One's a firm mattress and one's a soft one.
Nice.
So I can pick. And I sleep on the couch.
What? You like that couch, man?
Well, the TV's right there.
It is comfortable, man. Pass out on
It is a comfortable couch, man.
Yeah, man. So, I lived here. We moved out. Got our own little place, started a little family. But it all started here.
Yes. I'm sorry about that, man.
No, it's all right, man.
I've had a lot of fucking roommates, man, over the years. What's his name? Vinny?
Yeah.
Did not like the mess.
He did not like me either.
Oh, he didn't?
No, Courtney saw him somewhere.
Something against you?
I don't know. I could have done a million things, so I don't remember what it was.
Were you guys here at the same time?
I don't remember. I don't think so. I think it was like the year. I don't remember, either after or before that.
Maybe Runkle was.
Yeah, Runkle was here. Me and Runkle had a little scuff, but
anyone that's like lives in the same house, just eventually little things start to piss you off. And it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
dude, I literally had Purple live here before.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man, everybody needs a place to crash here.
He wouldn't stop talking about different types of weed and different strains and stuff.
Just going on.
And I'm like, you're making it into too big of a thing, man.
Oh, man.
So I'm drinking beer like a fucking rich man would today.
So you're drinking Corona. This is your rich man beer. What's your poor man beer?
Hams or Bush or, some shit like that. I'll get lager sometimes.
So my
Rolling Rock. I kind of float around.
My everyday drink, my poor man drink, Keystone. Love the fucking Keystones. I fell in love with
like
Keystones.
that was Natty Ice.
No, I fell in love with Keystones 2 years ago, and I can't put them down. I can't.
Yeah, you run into a certain beer and you're like, this is drinkable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cheap as fuck. I get 15 beers for $9. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh,
for
it's like Hams. It's like Hams cheap.
I tried drinking Hams, dude. My boss bought me a case of Hams because he knows I like the cheap beer. But I don't like cheap beer. I just like Keystone. And I like Old Mill too, It's just the flavors, they're good.
I remember like someone had Milwaukee's Best over here. And I'm like, dude, I would fucking hate to try Milwaukee's Worst. Like this fucking shit.
I almost bought a pack of that last night, but I
Milwaukee's Best.
But I bought Yingling instead. So Corona, I don't mind the Coronas, man.
I love them.
I don't mind them.
They're like fucking. You gotta put like a down payment on a case of them.
For real.
They're fucking expensive. I'm gonna put this lamp up,
Alright.
which I usually do.
So I just noticed, man, they took my Keystones out of circulation at Rudders and Sheets now. They don't sell 15 packs.
They're like, no crazy motherfuckers want to have a Keystone.
So they said they only sell cases now. So I can't go to a fucking Rudders and buy a fucking 15 pack of Keystones anymore.
I see. The company's like, we're not bothering. We know we got fucking mad alcoholics that drink our shit. We're just doing the cases.
Yeah, so I started drinking Natty Ice because that's all there is now. And I don't mind it, but it's not Keystone.
That's the one we used to drink back in the day from Fox Beverage.
Yeah, we drink the Natties. We drink the Keystones, man.
I
Fucking
remember
warm
the one
Keystones
time
in the woods.
Where's my fucking thing?
Warm Keystones.
I remember the one time we had a bucket of ice in the wintertime and a bunch of beers in it, all fancy, like walking straight up, walking down Dover,
Rolling Rocks, bro.
outside, walking down the sidewalk.
Oh, I remember that day.
That was awesome. I think we ended up at Chrissy's house that day.
Yeah, I actually
backwards for me.
I actually left Shag's house in the middle of that day because I promised I'd go home to where actually in Tall Oaks to my mother and grandmother's and eat dinner. It was dinner time, and I was like, I gotta go.
Did that
eat
ever
dinner.
fucking happen?
I made it home and
Oh.
ate dinner, man. Shit, don't call me late for dinner, man.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, I'm glad I had that because my grandma's gone now. And I have that one. I have that memory. I went home and ate dinner.
Yeah, my grandma's gone too.
I'm sorry to hear that, brother.
Yeah, it's like you gotta appreciate those things. I mean, I appreciate a fucking plastic tub with ice and beer in it too.
Yeah. I mean, I appreciated the day, and I left afterwards and came back to the party and continued on. But
mad parties there.
damn, dude, it was good. It was good times though. So
You lived there back in the day when I was younger.
where? Stony Lane?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. Dovertown Apartments. I lived there 3 times in my life. Maybe twice in my life. Once when I was a kid, and then when I was with Jen.
I remember when we were real young, your sister and us were in the laundromat, and like someone painted a weed plant on the wall. I don't know if you remember
I don't remember that.
doing the fucking laundry.
What
I
happened
don't
to that?
fucking know why. Well, yeah, that was back when I would rollerblade
Oh,
and
man.
fucking rollerblade, right? And all you guys would have skateboards. And I'm like, man, I'm the dork, I guess, for now.
Yeah, it's all good. I don't hate anybody for rollerblading anymore.
It was a thing where you made fun of fucking rollerbladers.
Oh,
'cause
dude.
They were like
Fruit birders back in the day, man, stealing your tricks.
But for me, it was just a mode of transportation. Like, I'd have shoes and rollerblades because I'd be bouncing from one person's house to the next.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. I wasn't, like, trying to do flips over curbs and shit with fucking rollerblades.
Do you remember Corey Long and Nate Long?
Mm-hmm.
Dude.
Yeah, I do.
Nate
I
Long
do.
was the shit, man. Him and Fred Hansen, man. Rest in peace, brother.
I haven't heard of them in a long
Fuck,
time.
man.
Because they went to my school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I've been wanting to know if they're still alive. I randomly think about those stories, man. When I go to Stony Lane and I see the curb, and I
Right by the water tower, the curb was always waxed.
Yep, I kept that bitch waxed, man. That was my curb. I waxed that curb. That was my
Every
curb.
day.
No, you don't understand. I made that curb into the curb. It was an unwaxed curb, and I went up there and was trying to learn to grind, and I needed a curb, and that was it, man. Because it was yellow, it was painted, and I was like, I'm just gonna go over it, and it became the fucking curb, man.
Were you one of the people that climbed the water tower?
I'll give credit to Gangster and
That's
Ocho,
who I thought. That's
but
what I thought.
went up with them. Me, Doug, Brett, maybe, and I forget who else was with us, but it was Ocho and Gangster. Gangster led, and we went up that water tower, and we got to the top of it. First time I was ever up there was with Gangster.
I never
and Ocho.
did. I was like, I would ride my bike in circles around it. That's about as fucking badass as I got with it.
I'm gonna tell you, it was scary as shit at the top. Because when you get to the top, there's a fucking the ladder ends, and you're at the rim, and you got to kind of get up there, and then there's a 3-foot gap to the next rung, and it's higher up, so you have to jump.
It looks like it got weird at the top.
It is.
Yeah.
So you're already all the way at the top of the water tower. Now you got to jump this 3 feet, or just fall into it and grab the rail. But still, you're looking down because the chute, you're in that cage that goes straight up, and you're looking over it basically. So if you fall, you're gonna fall down that bitch if you miss. But it's kind of hard to miss the ring because you're more than 3 feet long. You're 5 feet or 6 feet long, so you can fucking grab that bitch. But it was
Fucking Gangster Nick probably loved it.
he loved that shit.
I remember he fell out of that tree in front of Chrissy's apartment and just like hit every branch going down, laughing and shit.
That sounds like a crazy motherfucker, man. Still got pictures of me and him at the bridge, the PPL bridge in Manchester, jumping off that into the creek.
Dude, what was that? And this might be what was that place where you'd swing on the vine or the rope?
Lisburn,
Lisburn,
yeah,
brother. That's what it
I
was.
fucking love
man.
Lisburn, man.
I only been there like once, but it was everyone was always talking about it.
Oh, it was a fucking legend there, man. The firemen always coming down and chop down the swing, the rope. But other than that, I mean, there's still a good little area to swim in there, man.
Dude, I remember a place called Bunny Island, and it was some back roads around Dover, and it was real. I thought it was like some kind of fucking legend. And you drove, and there was this little thing, and there's just bunnies all over the fucking place. That was a Gary Lloyd adventure, I think.
Oof.
That motherfucker.
Yeah, Ocho was with me when I took him to Bunny Island.
Oh, so you've been there. That shit is crazy. You hear about Bunny. It sounds like a fucking level on Super Mario Brothers.
It really is.
it's like that's not a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck Bunny Island, man. That was a buzz cruise, DUI cruises back in the day, late night cruises going to Bunny Island. Because, the back roads are dope.
Those back roads, you could fucking be as drunk as you want and drive.
Me and fucking Doug, man. We'd be just sitting there with a case in the back, got the system banging, me and him fucking rolling dudes, passing back and forth. We're literally driving 20 miles per hour on the road, just fucking driving, creeping. Like, there ain't no cars coming, nobody, I get out and take a piss, roll a doob on the hood, like.
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
Then there's fucking Katrina's place.
Oh,
back
man.
there, what was the road called?
Pine Road.
Shit got fucking crazy there.
Oh, dude. I had my first premonition there. Well, not my first premonition, but my second premonition there. I never told you about this, man. Fucking when Hell's Pit dropped, alright? We were getting notifications about it. We were talking about it. We were at the fucking trailer there. Fucking Jimmy was like, yo, it's dropping, and we're hype about this shit. Alright, and I was smoking and drinking, and all of a sudden I got this bad feeling about the day that when it was going to drop, something bad was going to happen. And I was worried. And that was in like 3 months from that point. So, time goes on. Guess what happens? I wake up to the fucking day that fucking Hell's Pit drops, August 31st. I wake up to fucking Skeet busting in my fucking door. Fucking
with the album.
Hell's Pit, motherfucker! Right in my face and shit when I'm waking up to it, you know what I mean? He pops that bitch right in my 5-disc changer, man. I love that fucking CD player. And we start banging it that day. We're like, yeah, this is fucking awesome, whatever, you know what I mean? It's all gravy. Later on, I have to go pick up an ounce in Manchester. So I go grab this ounce in Manchester, and I'm driving back, and it's me and Jimmy. He's fucking sitting shoddy. We're fucking playing the shit. And I'm on Canal. It's broad daylight, like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And all of a sudden, we pass the Popo. My fucking car is uninspected, no registration. And I had a warrant out for my arrest.
God
for not paying fines, of course. And so guess what? This fucking motherfucker takes me in. Doesn't even search the car for the ounce that I had in there. Because why would he know I had it? But anyway, and he looks at fucking Skeet and he's like, yo, you got your license? Jimmy's like, hey. And he's like, all right, take this car home. And so, Skeet was able to take my car so it didn't sit there again.
He probably didn't feel like fucking dealing with it.
Exactly. And so, he took me in, man. I was 18. My first trip to jail, man.
Well, you're old enough now.
Yep. But I commend them. I was talking to them, and they tried selling that ounce enough to get me out, but they ended up smoking more than they sold. Let's just say that.
I'd imagine, man.
But Brett ended up fucking getting me out, man.
He did my fucking roof.
Yeah, Brett's the man, yeah.
And he came over and he's like, look, man, I'm going to throw everything up there and do it all at once on Saturday. Otherwise, you're going to have to go to the borough and you're going to have to get a license to do it, and it's going to be like $1,000 fucking dollars more.
Yeah.
I'm like, fair enough. And so he just plopped up there, did it all in one day, and I gave him like $800.
Nice.
And so he just added a whole nother, because it's a rubber ceiling. And he said there were multiple layers, and he would be required to take them off. So he just put another one on fucking top of them.
Nice, as long as it does the trick right.
Yeah, that was cool. I really don't know the guy that well.
Oh, man. Well,
honestly.
He's the man, yeah.
That's what I know of the fucker.
Brett was good, man. He's a good dude. You got a nice little family going on, too.
I remember seeing him throw up on shrooms. That's about the only thing I fucking know.
I've seen him throw up on Smirnoff Ice back in the day, man.
Oh, the fucking... Remember
they
when...
gave him heartburn so bad, he's like, I can't do it.
Remember when it was like the thing to get bitch beer? Like a fucking Mike's Hard Lemonade or that Smirnoff shit. And now looking back at it, it's like disgusting.
Ugh.
They still... I think they still make Mike's Hard Lemonade.
They do. But why?
I don't know why. It would fuck your stomach up so bad.
It was like Zima. Like, have you seen a Zima in fucking forever, man?
I don't think they still make Zima.
Exactly. It's a good thing they fucking went out of style, man. Jesus Christ, dude.
I thought they were quitting making hams.
Dude, they are horrible warm.
Yeah, they need to be cold, but they don't really have a taste.
They
like
do.
a lot of shit beer has a bad taste. I don't think they have any taste.
The aftertaste is horrible.
Well, maybe because I drank it for so long.
Yeah, that aftertaste on hams is nasty, bro. Sorry to people that make hams, bro, but I just can't handle that shit. Can I grab another beer, man?
Yeah, Pat loves it. Hams to me, it's like a fucking.
You know who else drinks fucking hams?
Who?
Pat.
It's like a fucking. Yeah, that's who I'm saying.
That motherfucker drinks that shit.
It's
man.
like a fucking Pabst Blue Ribbon that's without taste. Basically.
Cheers again, man. Thanks for having me over once again, man.
Yeah, man, I ain't seen you in a fucking long time.
It's been fucking, I don't even know how long.
A couple times after you moved out for a little bit. But then.
Yeah.
Because you lived at that fucking house. You had a fucking animal. The fuck was it? A rabbit? Chinchilla. Oh, yeah. Because I had chinchillas when I was younger. They're fucking awesome. They roll around in that goddamn dust.
His name was Rascallion. We called him Rascal. Rascallion. Or a.k.a. the Ninja Chillas.
The Ninja Chillas. Did you put them in a bowl of dust
to
take a bath?
Honestly, we got empty soda boxes. So, like 24 packs.
And you put them in there.
Yeah, I put the dust in there.
We used a big plastic popcorn bowl or something.
Yeah, that works. It just contained the mess. The dust that comes up, it would go everywhere.
Yeah, because they spin around and it just fucking flies up.
So we put it in the box, and it was the funniest thing to fucking see, man, because the box was just moving and shit, and dust is flying out of it.
That's like the cat got stuck inside a t-shirt the other day, and you just seen this shirt wiggle around in a cat shape. I'm like, I'm just gonna fucking let it go, see how long it takes. I would do that a lot with the cat. I'm like, this cat, if it can't do this type of task, you know what I mean? Cats are supposed to be fucking wild.
Yeah, man, like, let them do their thing. I just got recently, I started liking my cat.
Sleeping
my cat of 7 years now, or 10 years now.
You didn't like the cat.
I hate fucking cats, man.
A lot of people hate cats.
I hate them so bad, dude. And I just recently, I just recently started, like, she got hurt, man. Like, her paw started hurting, man. So, like, I felt bad for her. And now she thinks I like her again.
You started to sympathize with the cat.
Yeah, and I don't like cats, man. I'm not a cat guy, man. And I just hate the fact, like, I feel her, like, beside me when I'm sleeping. She's trying to, like, creep up next to me.
What do
I
they
feel
call
like,
that?
Yeah, like,
or
she's making muffins,
something.
man. And it's annoying as hell, man.
The reason I like cats is because they'll fucking socialize with you for a little and then walk away. And it's like, okay.
Her favorite thing is to do, you're petting her because she wants you to pet her, and then she bites the shit out of your hand.
They do that.
And then she comes back at, like, why are you stopping?
They can't tell whether it's fucking time. I think their instincts are so warped. Because we created cats. They were like lions and shit, and over the years we bred them. Same with dogs, they were all wolves.
Yeah.
And we made all these animals into like miniature cute versions that we could chill with. So they have these crazy instincts. So the cat will try to fucking kill you, and then it'll be like, I'm calm.
Yeah, it's
this fucking cat especially, man.
That sounds about right, man. So when was the last time we hung out?
I can't even remember.
I mean, I saw you last at Gangster's funeral. Rest in peace, brother. I believe I saw you.
Yeah, we met up with a lot of people then.
But I don't remember anything after that.
I haven't been seen in a while.
I haven't seen too many people after that. I called Doug by accident. I thought it was my other friend Doug I was calling. Ended up calling him, and we talked for like 20 minutes. You know what I mean? It was cool.
I want him to come on here, but I really don't picture him wanting to.
Yeah, he's not the sociable type sometimes.
I'm not a lot either, but you know, fuck it.
Give me weed and beer, and I'll talk.
Yeah, pretty much. Sometime I want to get some fucking famous motherfucker. I was gonna call this fuck famous people. Because I'm like, my friends are crazier than any of these stupid ass fucking famous motherfuckers. Like Motley Crue.
Yeah, like
Every
fuck
single one of my friends was as wild as those motherfuckers.
that. Yeah, dude, fucking Shag's house. Jesus
They might not
Christ,
have
man.
fucking injected whiskey into their vein. That's a little bit crazy.
Yeah, I
but-
mean, we weren't really shooting up at that point, man. You know?
At that point. This was pre-shooting times.
This was crazy times, man. Like the pre-Shag days was, wow, man. Those were days to live.
Back when we were real young, man, that was fucking nuts. And as the years progressed, see, I knew certain people, but didn't really chill with them until a little bit later.
Yeah,
You know,
we all fell into a place later on in life, man.
like I remember when I was little, Bo would have this fucking three-wheel
Yeah,
weird
the three-wheeler, man.
thing. And I begged him to ride it. And
He
he's
wouldn't-
like, don't ride. He's like, no. He's like, you're going to flip it. And finally he let me ride it and I flipped it.
Did you?
I fucking flipped it, man. I'm like, I'm an asshole, man. He told me this shit was going to happen. And I thought, that thing's hard to control.
He wouldn't let nobody ride that. I'm just telling you.
It's probably because of me. I was young.
if he let you ride it and nobody else, just feel lucky. Because I only rode that once, bro. Like, he did not come off that easily.
I flipped the fucker and he was mad about it. Or upset about it. We were
Imagine.
fucking like real young. You know, this was back in the days. I only knew like Josh, Sean, and Shag and shit.
Did you meet my sister yet? At this point,
I think I was like 14 or 13 or something.
see, this is when it all depends. I met you
That
when you
time.
met my sister.
Yeah.
But I seen you before that walking home.
Yeah,
Every day you
I
walk
met
down
you
Smithfield.
through your sister.
Yeah.
And then just kind of started hanging out with you.
Yeah. When I saw you, was it when you and Shag came into McDonald's? Who else? Were you there with him when I hooked you guys all up with all that food? Didn't even know you motherfuckers, but I was like, you guys hang out with my sister. So I was like, Shag came and ordered food, and I was like, you wanted a king size milkshake or super size milkshake? What kind was that again?
I think I do remember that shit, man.
That was a super size fry, right? I filled up the bag with shit, and he's like, yeah, I guess.
Man.
I'm just take the fuck all, man.
Oh, who was
I
that?
fucking hate McDonald's. I hate this place. I hate my job. Take this fucking food. Oh man, you know I got fired from McDonald's.
Well, it's like, how do you get fired? No, but it's like, when you work at McDonald's, you don't give a fuck what you're doing. It's like, fire me.
But do you know how I got fired? For stealing. $90 that I did not steal. I'm saying this on camera.
didn't.
I'm saying this live. I did not take that money.
Give him his job back after fucking 15 years.
Every night you had to. They wouldn't even put me back to cook, man. I made fries and I was at the register. I hated the job, but I didn't steal. I would never steal at this point, man. And that's a lot. I stole, but not from there, man. You know what I mean? For my job, I just
Beef
didn't do
jerky, man. They charge too much for beef jerky. You
it.
gotta steal
The problem was, man. So at the end of the night, I had to count my register. I hated my job so much. I was trying to get the fuck out of there. The last thing I wanted to do was count my register, and people knew that. And somebody took advantage of that and stole money out of my fucking register. So when I put it back, it had $90 missing. And guess who that fell on? Me. And the GM comes up to me and is like, oh, so the reason I'm firing you is because there's $90 missing and you stole it. And I said, I didn't do it. He says, well, who did? And I said, I don't fucking know. I imagine a sleazy fucking manager that knows that I didn't count my drawer. His name was Josh at the time. And I guarantee it was him. And, yeah, man. I got fired for that shit. And I looked at him and said, you know what? I hate this job anyway. Fuck you. I didn't steal it. But fuck you. Peace. I'm out.
I loved working at McDonald's, man. Who was that guy? We would go, I don't know if you were there. There was this crazy guy that worked there. We would go fishing after work at his place, but he would bring fucking beers to work, chug them and throw them in the trash compactor.
Nice.
He was a nut, but he got the idea to bring a bottle of vodka in and mix it with McDonald's orange juice. And so we drank screwdrivers all day working at McDonald's.
Getting trash.
And the job is cool like that because if they fire you, it doesn't actually matter. It's like, let's go balls deep on this job.
It really doesn't. It really. That had no. I never put it on my resume that I worked there. Like, who the fuck wants to?
I'm not admitting to that shit.
No, man.
Who was the guy that fucking was the head guy? Man, he came. The one day he's like, "Are you doing all right today?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Are you high today?" I'm like, "I wish I was." But no.
Do you remember at fucking the Moonlight Cafe with Vinny?
Oh my god, dude, that shit was awesome.
Oh.
That
Dude.
guy was a nut. Talk about crazy people.
He was the craziest little motherfucking Italian.
Worked like 6 days a week, 14 hours a day.
Oh, by the end of the night, he was falling asleep in his chair and shit, but still bitching at me for mopping. Like, not mopping right, you know?
He would sleep in his car.
Spot.
He would sleep in his car.
Yeah, he would go out there and take naps and shit, man. That guy needed to retire. He's gonna blow.
And I washed the dishes and you cooked the food. That was fucking pretty cool job, actually, man.
So I was on that summer. It was the crystal meth ecstasy summer.
Oh my god!
And of course, you know, I was
the life sentence backpack. I won't give the names.
Yeah,
but there was the life sentence backpack, and we enjoyed that backpack.
Yep, it definitely. Yep, we did. Definitely did. So I was fucked up every day going into work. You know, I methed out for a couple days on row.
You literally came in sober one day, and when you left, Vito came to me and he said, Kyler was on drugs today. I know it. Coming in here on drugs. It's like, actually, that was the first time he came in. So you, the thing is, you acted different.
Yeah.
And that's what it was.
I acted uninterested with life, and I didn't really care. I was sober. And then when I went in to take a shit, he was like, he's doing drugs in the bathroom. I'm really just taking a shit.
Not that day.
Not today.
There were days.
Every day, but not today. I'm just taking
He would take, because he would cook for us like we were his family. And if someone wanted to actually order a different item off his menu, like, I really want to try that today, you have to pay for it. I don't know if he'd do it to them, but later on he'd be like, I cooked them food and they disgraced me by order. You know what I mean? Like, he was that kind of guy.
I hated how he told me. You're right. Yeah, he took offense to a lot of shit, but then he was like, I treat my employees like family. Well, guess what? You treat your family like shit. So don't treat me like a fucking family, dude.
His wife would fucking...
Angela.
When you left, he let me be in the kitchen, and she would not let me make anything.
Oh, man.
She would make it for me, and I'm like, just tell me that you don't trust me to make the food, but that would never happen. It's like I'd go up there and be twiddling my thumbs because she'd insist on making everything, like the famous coveted fucking crab cakes.
Oh God!
And they would tell us how gourmet and fancy they are, like, every day. Oh, the fucking soup though was delicious.
Dude, it was good food, bro.
All of it was good food. They were right. They were right telling us that. But I remember Vito bought a whole cow, and he told me to walk in the cooler room, whatever it's called. The walk-in. And there's a bucket with a fucking skinned cow's head.
That is awesome.
Sitting in the bucket. And I don't know why he wanted me to look at that. But he's like, I tried to get a whole cow. I don't think I'm going to do it again. And then he ordered a fish in. And literally, the cat ended the episode last time.
Oh, no.
Stepped on the fucking stop button.
Nice.
And he got this fish in, and he literally just cut a chunk out of its belly and gave it to me. He's like, sushi. I'm like, all right, I'll try anything twice. And I fucking ate some. Oh, man, that was a crazy dude, man. And then his son would come in, that guy. I can't remember his name.
Chris or Josh?
The younger one.
Josh, I think his name was.
That's a character.
He was definitely a fucking character, man. The whole family was. Good people, though, but...
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Vito, I left there on bad terms with him, but I felt bad, and I went back and apologized and made up with him. You know what I mean? And but he just wouldn't give me a raise, man. I felt like I deserved it. I cooked really hard there. I really cooked hard there.
Yeah, that was the thing.
And
I left there, and my reason was the pay. I told him.
Yeah.
I was like, no, it's nothing against you. I can't afford to live on this.
Yeah, it was good it was a startup. It gave me a cooking experience. And it got me to where I'm at right now. So I thank him.
And then when you worked at that hotel,
Yeah.
I remember coming up there.
Heritage Hills, man. Fucking love that place too. I spent a good 9 3/4 of a year there. And
Really? That long?
I almost got to 10 years. If I would have got my free hotel room a month to stay there for benefits. But I couldn't stay there anymore. I love the place. Like, I absolutely love Heritage Hills. Like, I love the people there. I love my job. Like, I actually enjoyed every day going into my work. Like, I'd be doing my job with a smile on my face. Happy as fuck. Loved it.
It wasn't a bad place at all. It was kind of fancy but still rowdy.
Yeah. And you'd ask me, why would you leave, Kyler? I hit my salary cap back. They weren't, until I hit a management position higher than supervisor, they weren't going to pay me anymore. I was chef de partie there, which is line supervisor. And I wanted sous chef bad. And I kept getting turned down for it year after year after year after year. And I'm like, every sous chef you put in position is left. Put me in it. I've been here.
Yeah.
And they never did. So I finally had to leave to get that sous chef position. So I just left last October. And I went for the sous chef position at the Outdoor Country Club and got it. And, you know, sometimes your dreams are something, and you're dreaming it, and you really want it, and you find out that dream isn't what you wanted at all. You know, it hit me, man, after I was working all them hours.
Well, you're still... Where did you say you are now?
Outdoor Country Club.
You're still cooking, though.
So I'm cooking. So I got a sous chef there, and I was doing sous chef for...
I keep moving fucking shit.
It's all good, man. So I was doing sous chef for a while there, and it just got up to me not seeing my family, dude. And I was all right at first, and then
that's the thing I don't think people understand. When you're a chef, you're always working.
Yeah, and I was always working before, so I never thought it'd be different. But the fact was, like, it was different. I felt trapped, and I felt caged, and I felt like I wasn't seeing my family at all. My family was deteriorating. My family life was. And I was getting miserable, absolutely fucking miserable. The look on my face every day, everyone told me, they're like, dude, you just look like you hated life. And I did at that moment. And then my mom dropped the news that she was moving away. And then right around the same time, found out we were pregnant again. You know, and having another baby.
A whole bunch of shit's going on.
And I was stuck in this cage, man. You know, like, and just working all the time. And I was just tired and exhausted and just so much pressure. I had so much stress on my goddamn shoulders, dude. I developed a twitch right here in my face. I started twitching. It recently just went away.
I was so stressed once, my left eye would be constantly twitching.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out what it was.
It's stress, man.
Something terrible was happening.
Yeah, it was so annoying. And my boss finally looked at me and said, dude, I you hate this. I'm going to give you an opportunity right now to...
so he noticed it and he was like, dude, I don't want you fucking...
He was my friend, man. It's George. I worked with him at Heritage. He gave me a position over here. He saw it happen. He's like, dude, I don't want this to end on bad terms. And I see that you hate this. This isn't what you want anymore. You know what I mean? And that's cool. But I need a sous chef that's going to be here full time, like in his head.
That's enthusiastic about what he's doing, and
like I was
that.
full head about it. But on the days that I had to come in on my days off,
he's like, this is
the days off coming in. Those are my family days, and I was getting robbed of those, and I was already working.
And they constantly need you because the food has to be consistent, and it's not easy to do.
And he needed somebody that was going to be there to help him, and he's like, you know what I mean? Like, this isn't working. And I'm like, it's not. He's like, I'll drop you down to headline cook, man. Like, you know what I mean?
My boss actually said that to me. He's like, look, maybe you shouldn't work here. And I'm like, maybe I should adjust my attitude. He's like, one of those two.
Yeah. I mean, you got to look at yourself sometimes and realize what's best for you sometimes. And honestly, my dream was sous chef, but maybe not there. You know, a lot of shit was happening. We're going through the pandemic.
Somewhere else. What are you doing now?
I'm still there at the Outdoor Country Club. I'm headlining.
You're trying to make your next move, though.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, I dropped back. See, my pay, I got dropped down a pay because the salary pay for fucking sous chef was pretty banging. I got dropped back a little bit, but I'm still making more than I did at Heritage.
So you don't got to burn out your whole life.
Yeah, and I'm making more than I did at Heritage, so I didn't fall back to the same spot. I'm still
Fair
making
enough.
more.
I remember slipping them when I showed up at the fucking Heritage Hill and I slipped that fucking shit under the bathroom stall.
Yeah.
You're like, just throw it under the stall. I'm like, dude, all right. I flipped it under there, and then we hung out.
Yep. Yep. Fucking had to do a secret of there, man. I had a system there at Heritage, man. That was the shit. I love that fucking place.
Who else worked there? I think Ricky's girl did.
Oh yeah,
I
she
think
did over in the spa.
I was like, someone else worked there.
Yeah, she worked over in the spa, man. I had a lot of overhead. A lot of people come
She's
through
pretty
there.
fucking cool.
I like Sheila, man. She was cool.
Yeah.
I wish that they didn't live so far we could hang out more. Because we've been, we saw them only a couple times, and as couples wanted to hang out, but they just live kind of a little distant.
I think they're in Manchester now.
Oh, are they? They're close
Something
now?
like that.
I know they were out towards like Lancaster or something, I thought.
Maybe, yeah. Haven't seen that dude in a while.
Kid with the club! Oh, shit. I remember them days, man.
I remember me and him, or it was him, when we would hang out at Katrina's place back in
Yeah.
the day. He ate her whole jar of peanut butter. It was this big fucking incident or scene.
Yeah, you don't fuck with your roommate's food, bro.
Maybe
Like their peanut butter, man.
It might have been both of us. I don't. It's a long time ago. I don't remember the complete context, but yeah.
So,
What's his name would play fucking card? We would play Uno instead of poker, like we were badasses. Oh, there were different people there back then, and
a lot of
it's that
people.
girl that worked at McDonald's. It was cool because she'd blow shotties with the blunt. And then that other dude, I don't know.
There were so many
I'm not
people
gonna
there.
remember the names.
No, that was 18 years ago, bro. If you can believe we're that
Fucking lie.
fucking old, dude. 18 years ago.
Oh, I know. The thing, like, when I can remember 20 years ago, it's like, that's insane, man.
So
Fucking long
long ago.
time. I never thought that, it was never like a thought in my head when I was young that I would get this to be this age. It's like,
I always figured I'd be dead.
yeah, it's like, that's so fucking far away. That's insane that would ever happen.
And now we're actually middle-aged men. Can you believe that?
I basically act the same.
Oh, yeah.
To be honest, there's things I have to take care of, and after that, it's like I'm me again.
Yeah. I go to fucking work and actually, I try to be the same me, but I can't.
Well, the
So I
scenario,
got
I have an
kids.
interesting scenario though
I try
because
to.
I live alone and not a whole lot goes on here but me and you know what I mean. I don't have a whole lot to tend to. I'm all alone. Like there's pros and cons to that shit.
Absolutely.
But-
I mean, you don't have a girl up your ass constantly. That's a.
I'm gonna come up with some cons soon. Let me think for a little bit. No, but I see a lot of people with families, and I'm like, that. I bet that's really nice. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna be like 70. It'll be Thanksgiving, and I'm gonna be sitting there eating Chinese food, drinking whiskey. Like, you know what I mean? Because Chinese places are open they don't really celebrate Thanksgiving. That's what I did this last Thanksgiving. I fucking ate Chinese food.
Okay, why not?
I don't know that there was
Chinese.
whiskey involved, but I did. I ate Chinese food and watched a movie.
I love Chinese, man. I'm not, man. Fucking. So yeah, man. But anyway, I dropped down from my position of sous chef to headline cook, and that's what I've been doing now. And that happened about 2 months ago, and it was the best decision I think I've made because I've been home more with my family. My paychecks aren't as big, but they're still bigger than when I was
Give
at
you more
Heritage.
free time.
I got free
I was
time
just
now.
talking to Josh, and he said that he did something similar. He dropped to a lower paying job just to get some like office space.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just to fucking get some breathing room and not be so stressed.
I felt like I was confined in a bubble, and I don't like feeling like that. I wasn't happy. I'm not
No.
myself, and I love cooking.
They
And
like
I started
at work.
hating cooking.
At work, they offered me a promotion, and I literally said no, and it was like a lot more money. And I'm like, I don't want to pull into work every day and have that sinking feeling in my stomach.
That's
Like,
it.
I don't want to be here. I want to do what I'm already doing. I want to stick to the devil I know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need it, man. That sinking feeling's not worth whatever money you're going to fucking pay me. I
Yeah.
have to go in there every day.
Yeah.
You know.
And then you're expected so much more out of it, man.
You make the money so you can be comfortable. When you're not comfortable with a fucking knot in your stomach every time you go into work.
That's for real.
You know what I mean?
And all day long while I'm there, like I'm hunched, man. I'm like tense.
Cat, stop fucking.
I felt an immense amount of
paranoid
pressure,
about it.
man. An immense amount of pressure. And I love pressure, but it was too much.
There's a certain level. You need some kind of stress or you're just going to be moping around.
Yeah, but it was way too much, and I didn't need it. And right now, at the time, maybe in my 20s, I wanted that, and I could have handled it in my 20s. But now, when I
didn't have so many responsibilities. It's like I'll work fucking 80 hours a week.
Yeah.
I got nothing else going on.
Exactly. Now I got literally my oldest son is Caden. He's 15.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I guess he would be. I'm sorry to react like that.
Yeah, he's
But
taller than
you know what I
am.
mean? Of course, I think of him as being like 3 years old.
Yeah, he grew into a fucking
know what I
man,
mean?
dude.
You grab a fucking crown.
Full-grown man, right before our eyes. Got a mustache, long hair,
What the fuck?
Deep voice.
I have to see it.
Probably kicked my ass, yo. Yeah, it is, man.
People will tell me like that I knew when their kids were little. They'll tell me some shit like that. And it's like, it's shocking. Like fucking, like Katrina. I wonder how old her son is. He's gotta be old.
I didn't even know she had a kid, dude.
Oh yeah.
'Cause
He's gotta be old now. And
She didn't have any kids when I was,
It just
you know.
seems weird. He's got two. She's got two. She got a son and a daughter. Daughter's real cute. Says fucking goofy things. But she's probably older now.
That's awesome, dude. I didn't know that, man. I haven't seen Katrina in forever, man. I'd love to see her again.
I actually haven't seen Katrina in a while. I should get her on here.
You should, man. An old DAC reunion, bro. That's what we really need. Yeah, my girl was worried tonight, you know.
Yeah, like
I was going to be getting fucked up, and there's going to be a party here and people here. And I'm like, I don't think you understand, man. Like,
Aaron doesn't party at his house. This is my fucking safe zone. You know, like I said, I like to be alone. And what I've learned because I used to host gigantic fucking parties at this house. My whole porch got sunk in from people smoking cigarettes on my porch. I had to redo the fucking porch.
God damn.
But what I realized is when you have the party at your house, you have to clean up.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck that, man.
Fuck cleaning up, man.
The cat's favorite toy is beer caps. I moved the couch once, 20 fucking beer caps under there, and they were different brands, so I knew the time scale. Because they were different fucking beer brands.
That's for real, man.
Remember when? Oh. So here's a question: Do they still make Killian's Irish Red?
I think they do, but
I
every
haven't
time
seen it in fucking forever.
That's because nobody drinks them. If you go to a restaurant and order a Killian's, which I used to, because my mom turned me on to them, she liked them. And so when I was a kid growing up, she'd have one and she'd let me sip it. So I kind of like it.
That's why. I remember we used to always drink that on St. Patrick's Day.
Yep.
It was a tradition.
So, yeah, I love that shit, man. And but you go somewhere and it's always skunked when you go there. And I was always like, I like the skunk taste. It reminds me of weed. It always reminded me of
That's like
smoking
lager.
bud.
Half the time lager has a real skunk taste, but it's
Yeah.
like I know that going into it.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Lord
Like,
Chesterfield too. When is the last time you've seen a Lord Chesterfield?
I've never even heard of a Lord
Speaking of-
Chesterfield, man.
It's made by lager. It's an ale. Lager. It's made by Yingling. If you live in Pennsylvania, it's called lager.
So I went up north and I drove past Pottsville and realized that's where the Yingling Brewery is.
Yeah, yeah.
I just took a little sojourn up there north to a place called Concrete City, if you've ever heard of it. Alright, it's this abandoned town covered in graffiti. In the middle of the fucking woods. The road is blocked off. Can't get back there. You have to hike back fucking like quarter of a mile. And then it's right there. Fucking like about 8 to 10 houses out in the woods. Completely gutted and abandoned. Completely covered in graffiti from top to bottom, inside out. And it's creepy as fuck there in daytime scene. And imagine being there at night. There's so many satanic fucking like symbols on there and Hail Satan all
Like
over it.
goats' heads on steaks.
So, I took mad pictures of it, and then I felt this can of spray paint. I still had some in it, so I tagged my name on it, you know what I mean? Just to do it. An empty spot. There was one empty spot with no graffiti, so put my name right there in one of the buildings to last it. But I realized that it was only 20 minutes north of my grandmother's old house.
Oh, yeah.
Now, my grandmother owned a fucking house on the side of a mountain in the Poconos. And we grew up there for, as long as I knew my grandmother.
Poconos is a fucking fairly decent place.
Beautiful. So, and I never thought I'd be able to get back up there. So, it was kind of on my bucket list, but never knew it was on my bucket list until I was up there and I saw it. Like, I was passing the exit. I recognized the exit to my grandmother's house off 81. I was like, that's where we would go. That's fuck, man. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, I felt like a dog out the window, like. And so we ended up going to this, Graffiti City place and coming back, and I was like, I'm stopping there on the way back, and I did, man. I fucking took, an extra hour off the route, but fuck it, it was good to be able to do it. When am I ever gonna be that close again to be able to do it?
Dude, there was a point in time, and I would lived in D.C. until I was 4, and I moved when I was 4 to Pennsylvania.
I didn't know that.
Because I remember me and my
smoke
another one. Me and my sister would look at the Century 21 sign, and we'd walk out and be like, I refuse to look at the sign. I remember us saying that. But at some point in time, I don't remember how old I was, we were on vacation. My parents took a detour and drove by the old house, and we saw it. And that was wild. It was like Bizarro World.
It is. I was pissed, man, when I went there, man. Everything was grown up. It was called Collister Drive. On top of the mountain, and you kind of go down the drive down. There was a bunch of houses on there, but at the bottom, there's a bunch of new houses on her property. Like the property that she owned, that was full of woods, is now fucking has houses on it. And then I get down to her actual plot of land where her house is. And the view behind it, they didn't even keep up. My grandmother used to have the trees trimmed so that when she's on, the house is on the front facing the top of the lane.
Oh, it became like a jungle.
And the back with the deck faced the valley, and you could see the valley of the mountain and everything around you. It was fucking beautiful. Great view. These motherfuckers have them trees up high. You cannot see the valley from there. You know what I mean? Like, ruining the whole fucking view. So,
dude, I remember this fucking girl I was with, Caitlin. Her fucking aunt, it was like her aunt's house or something we were at, I don't remember, but they lived on the most beautiful fucking property. It was like a fucking RPG video game.
Damn,
landscape, like Final Fantasy shit. I was amazed. I'm like, if I lived here, I would be so calm and at peace.
Is that here in PA?
Yeah.
In York?
No, it was Scranton.
Oh, Scranton. Yeah, man, up there, man, up north, man. That's what I'm talking about.
People are nicer. Like, York people are assholes. Like, if I see someone walking down the street, say on my walk to third base, because my license is suspended, by the way. I'm not getting into that.
Oh, shit.
But my walk to third base, if someone walks by me and I say hi, nothing. They might even look at me. Or they might look down at their feet. No highs. And if they do, they look concerned. It's almost like in York. In York, when you pass someone and you're like, so what you mean is not hi. What you mean is I'm not a threat. Like, not going to hurt you.
Yep.
That's what it is. That's what it is, literally.
Just
like that.
Passing through, man.
That's when you know you live in a fucking
jungle,
nice,
bro.
Family-oriented area.
It's better than when you're in Philly and you're lost as shit. And then you're like, ask for directions. Is this street down there? And these motherfuckers are like, tell you the wrong answer.
Dude,
on purpose.
Philly is complicated. I remember
Jesus.
I'd go to the Electric Factory to see concerts.
Yeah, you cannot ask directions.
There's a
there.
light and there's like 10 lanes. I'm like, which one of these 10 lanes gets me to the damn Electric Factory?
Yeah, dude,
I gotta
it's
think
circle,
quick,
bro.
Philly is a bad place to drive.
Oh, it's
so
terrible
confusing.
to drive.
Baltimore's not bad.
No, I get lost anywhere I'm fucking at, man, except Philly. That's the only place I'm not halfway lost at.
You're used to Philly.
Like, I never drove it when I was there, though. So driving it is complicated for me because I never drove the actual city. I know how to get there to car.
Because you have to make decisions.
Yeah, I was used to like being on the buses and the trains out there, man. You know what I mean? Like, it was the shit. I can navigate that way. You put me on foot and I can get to any point in the city, man, like quick.
What's that one? South Street?
Yeah.
It's like a strip mall, but it's a goddamn just a street.
Yeah.
Oh, that place is awesome, man.
That's where I bought my last skateboard, bro.
Hell yeah.
I was skating in Philly and a bus ran over my board because I hit a rock and the board flew out in the road and I was like, oh no. So I had an emergency, like, I was like, where am I? I'm like, I'm close to South Street. There's a skate shop down there. Went down there quick, got a house board. I still got that board. It's the board I got to this day, man. My kids were like, what kind of skateboard is that? I'm like, it's a house board. But it's mine. And it's my favorite deck. And it's from Philly. The last thing I have from there.
Me and Ray went to South Street and someone gave him a bunch of money to get acid. And what we did was we just blew the money in bars and just doing whatever the fuck we wanted. And I think that was the plan all along.
Yeah.
And when I was in Wicked Seed, I think we played a show there on South Street. I remember there was a store that sold nothing but condoms.
Yep, the condom store, man.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's there, man.
What the fuck, man? It's a whole store of different random, like, novelty condoms.
Yeah.
Basically.
Fucking, we took a trip down there, man. Me, B-Dog, Skeet, fucking Plotter. I think Obe was there. I forget who else was there.
Obe.
I forget who else, but we had that van full, man.
Obe's a wild motherfucker.
Fucking, I haven't seen him. I heard he's settled down with a family now. Good for him, man. But that trip to fucking Philly with B-Dog.
Imagine that.
Can't imagine that. But that trip to Philly, man, I had a lot of my mom. She was like, you ain't going to Philly? Because we're going to see a show. And I'm like, I'm going, man. Like, whether you like it or not, I'm
my God.
going, dude.
Dude, I swear to God, when I was there, we were just walking around bullshitting. And we're walking, and I look across the street, and it's a venue that says Cottonmouth Kings is playing tonight.
Oh,
I look at it, and it wasn't in the cards for me that day, but I looked at it, and I'm like, oh my God.
I would totally go to that.
What the fuck? You know, like, I fucked up. I should probably just go watch it.
Yeah, fucking Cottonmouth Kings now.
There were other things on the agenda.
Dude, if you could see them back when they were actually still together. They split up, man. They're going through all this drama, all this bullshit. Daddy X fucking is controlling all the bullshit, all the money. D-Loke is fucking fucking his dick for the money, fucking, not literally, but you know what I mean, to try to stay on that. Johnny Ricker is starting up his own shit, trying to do his other shit with Chucky Chuck. Fucking, they got, and
I don't know, man, but the one I listen to is Royal Highness. Every track's great.
Yeah, fucking.
Dude, I'll be sitting in here.
Do you know St. Dog's Dead?
I'll crank, this stereo's great. I'll crank it up. And it'll be that song, I'm gonna get you so high, mind-boggling. I love that. That's like my favorite one. Kevorkian Bud's the size of a fucking Volkswagen. You do the math, motherfucker.
Yep.
I don't know what that means, but it's awesome.
Yeah, they're talking about growing, man. They're all talking about their system that they got growing and shit.
4 something watt amps, sodium, whatever the fuck.
Yep.
I don't know, because that's not my trade. I gotta take a picture.
Dude, me too, bro. You want to hit pause on this, or?
We'll take turns.
Alright, cool. Yeah. Fucking Cottonmouth Kings. Haven't seen them in forever. They're not together anymore. They need to get their shit together real quick. But, back in another bowl. As soon as I get some of my blood out, really gotta piss. But yeah, so I'm still cooking at the country club, doing what I love. Got another baby on the way. She's due October 7th. And
You talking to these motherfuckers?
Yeah.
A guest host has to take over here and
there. Yeah. I gotta piss too, man. Drink the main thing.
Alright, tag team, I'll go now. Motherfuckers.
Whoa,
This episode is for true DHC motherfuckers. Kyler Faucher, who's been hiding out in goddamn Russia this whole time that no one fucking knows his whereabouts. He got his name changed. We're referring to the old name. You know. But yeah, fucking Cottonmouth King's Royal Highness. It's literally like the only album I fucking listened to. And I remember back in the day playing it. And that shit's fucking awesome, man. Every track on there, classic. Oh, what's the fucking album getting faded, discombobulated. Never, you know that one? I love that fucking track.
I never used that bathroom until today. I lived here for a year. Never used the bathroom before.
Never.
I might have took a shit there once when somebody was up there once.
Strictly the upstairs bathroom.
Yeah.
It's weird they have a bathroom in the living room.
It is.
It's convenient.
Very convenient.
You know, it's not like I have many people over. It's very convenient for me.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I remember, well, yeah, I remember we were having a big fucking Halloween. I don't know who was there. A big fucking Halloween party. We're about to go to Boob's Brewery in Lancaster. I don't know if you've ever been there.
No.
But everyone had to dress up. And there was like 15 people in the living room, and I fucked a chick in the bathroom. Right, you know, basically right next to everybody.
Nice.
With the door shut.
Nice.
So there's convenience in that. There's it's more so nowadays. It's more so when I'm watching fucking movies. You know, I don't gotta walk to another room. It's about all I do any fucking more, man.
Really, man?
Watch movies. No, I plan things to do, but on a normal day. And it's like your day off work, you're tired.
Yeah, you don't want to go do shit, man. You want to just sit at home and smoke a bowl and...
I'm not fucking 19 anymore.
Can we try different,
Yeah, I don't
flavors.
even know what the names... What are the names?
We got...
Solar OG, Cookie Cake,
Lemon
cake. Funky Charms. Let's try the Funky Charms.
Yeah, buddy. Funky Charms, man. That's what I miss about smoking flower, man. You don't get to taste it.
You don't got crazy, ridiculous
You're hitting these vapes all the time. You don't like you taste the flavor of it, but it's not really the
I'm
same.
old school, man.
Terpenes aren't the same, man.
Ooh. I'm the... Damn.
There, you smell it.
I'm the fucking, I'm the grandma's boy guy. No, the Pineapple Express guy.
Oh, dude.
I'm like, just shut the fuck up and give me something. Like, I don't need the name.
Dude.
But nowadays, there's so many kinds
I kind of...
that it's like, wow, I've never... If you grew up in our era... And you had, like, I didn't know they still made seeds.
Yeah.
So,
if you came at me and you had some Funky Charms weed, man, we'd be thinking it's like some crazy, you know what I mean? Like, you never, I think you're making some shit up at that point, man. You know what I mean?
Funky Charms. But it tastes like marshmallow. That'd be awesome. Dude, yeah, but someone was talking about weeds and, or seeds and stems. I'm like, I didn't know they still made seeds and stems. That's crazy.
No matter where you're getting your weed from nowadays, like, it's good. There ain't no swag around, man. I can't find middies.
It doesn't exist now.
I want middies to cook up to make some brownies. You know what I mean? Like,
exist, I had some crazy cookies. They'd probably be a couple months ago, but the guy's like, he's like, only eat half a cookie.
Never.
And I'm like, well, why don't you make half cookies?
Yeah.
Because you know, goddamn, I ate 2 of them for breakfast and slept for a day and a half. Like the guy wasn't lying. I ate 2. I had to wait till I had milk. Obviously,
yeah.
I couldn't eat them as soon as I got them. So I got milk the next day. I ate 2 for breakfast. I was out. I could not get up. I'd wake up every now and then and try to get up, and I'm like, it's not happening. So, you know, like if you have a well-made cookie, oh my god. Stuff off stage so people off stage.
check my phone quick. See if my girl's
They're gonna know. They're gonna know what's going on. Technically, whoever's watching doesn't know what it is.
We're smoking tobacco.
There's no way to tell. So when the FBI comes, I'm gonna tell them, what proof do you got? There will be guys with grappling hooks jumping, all black suits, jumping into my house.
Over some weed, man.
Sir, we saw your podcast.
So you watched it. Was it good?
I would put it on the FBI list. It's like, there's like fucking the president sitting there like, I don't know, what are we going to do about this situation? I suggest we strike now.
Can we send a missile, sir?
I think first we'll send in the FBI ninjas.
No, not them.
What's the guy? Oh my God, there was this fucking movie. I don't know, because it might have just been Shag or something that I watched it. There's a movie called Killer Buds. And they called in, I forget what he was called, man.
I think I remember that movie.
They called in this guy, and he did all this crazy shit to rescue him from the store. It was a whacked out movie, man. Very B-rate to the point where you're like, what the fuck is going on? But it was a good movie.
Sometimes movies are good, even if they're B movies.
Funky Charms, ladies and
I
gentlemen.
just started this stoned ass idea there. I've been doing a lot of edibles lately, getting fucked up.
I had Nerds Ropes.
They were good,
You
but
had
they
those?
didn't give me that fucked up because like
I
only got a piece of it. I didn't get the
I
whole
couldn't
bar.
tell because I was
Already probably high.
whatever, but I couldn't tell. it was, but the cookies, man, I could.
It's hard to tell, man. So a couple years ago, when I was still at Smith Street, right down the hill from here, I took 30 days from smoking weed. I stopped smoking for 30 days, and at the
Did
end
you get wild dreams?
dude,
I always get these
dude,
dreams.
the
They're
dreams,
awesome.
The dreams are so vivid and real.
Thank you, because I was talking about this.
All right, are we going to get into this right now?
Isn't it? Yeah. Isn't it an amazing experience?
All right, those dreams got me in trouble, bro,
What?
because they're so real.
They are. They are very real. I like it. I like it, man.
That's where we go naturally.
It's like
that's your third eye. If you want to get into it, that's your third eye getting out there because people are like
you
you
can
know
almost
real,
become conscious during the dream. It's that
real,
crazy.
all these potheads are like, no, smoking weed really enhances your whole psychic
No,
feel, all that
it's-
shit. It does it
They're
dumbs
in
it down.
denial. It really dumbs you down.
It
doesn't.
dumbs your third eye down. I'm not even lying to you. It does because
It's for like if you're super overstressed and you basically your back's against the wall against life and you're fucking trying hard to survive. It fucking relaxes you.
yeah.
But I'm not gonna say like it makes me do the dishes and fucking do the laundry and like progress in life and dream. You don't dream. That can't be good.
See, for me, I get up. I have the opposite effect. Weed gives me, just like every other drug in life, it gives me the opposite effect. It makes me hyper. It makes me want to get up. If I'm so stoned, I want to get up and start doing something. And if cleaning's it, then that's what I'm doing. Dishes are it, and I'm stoned, I'm looking at them, I'm doing them.
Everyone's different, man.
And when it comes to, when I do like dope heroin, if I do oxy, it makes me hyper. And I don't do it to the point of nodding out. I never did. That wasn't when I was a dope head. I never did. Like, you know what I mean? So if like it was in front of me now, do a line, I guarantee I'd get up and start feeling like Superman. You know what I mean? Like, but I don't do that.
Sped up.
Yeah, it makes me sped up. When I do coke, it doesn't do it, but I haven't done that in forever.
So you're opposite.
I'm opposite. So,
Inverse.
but my girl keeps me on a pretty short leash lately.
That's
And
the thing.
She doesn't let me go out and let me do too much because I go off the deep end. And she keeps me grounded. So
That is the thing.
I haven't done too many too much lately.
When I had like live-in girlfriends, it did keep me centered.
Yeah.
Like, cause you can act if you living alone like I do, you can go insane.
Oh,
if you
dude.
don't watch it, there's no one to keep you in check.
Yeah.
It is like pros and cons, man. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, she keeps me from going off the deep end and getting hooked on anything that I've been doing.
It gives you a better stability in life. It does.
And it does. I grant it. She
does. It really
I
does.
give her credit where credit is due, man, because she is this little thing trying to keep a full-grown bull in a china shop in check from breaking shit. Like,
She's
you know
got
what I
her
mean?
work
Like,
cut out for her.
yeah, and she's been doing a great job, man, for the past 10 years.
And you guys have been together a while. I never had like a relationship that really lasted where I could really bond with the girl and spend part of my. It's usually just a fucking whirlwind of chaos, and afterwards I'm like in shock and traumatized. And then I'm like, dude, I think I just want to eat some cereal and watch a movie. That sounds like a great night. You know? Like, and I do see these people, and I'm like, I bet that's nice. You know?
Yeah, it's not all fucking funny. It's not all sugar comes in rainbows, bro. But,
Or like, you don't get to eat cereal and watch a movie. It's really the exact, everything in life. You can get the worst out of life at all times, but if you realize focus on the good things. Like there's good things about being in a committed relationship. There's good things about being alone. So when you're one or the other, you could be pissed off or you could be happy. It's your choice, man.
Honestly,
that's how I think of life.
If you're single, man, you can go out and do whatever you want.
Yeah, but don't bitch and complain when you're home alone and you don't feel good. You understand the consequence. That's the downside. But, you know, people are different. People want different things.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about what you want, really. I mean, I never thought I'd be in a relationship this long. It was the longest I've ever been in. And she keeps me grounded most of the time. We go through our fights. I just go to work all the time. That's basically what my life has been. It's just going to work. And I'm just amazed that somebody's still beside somebody's still beside me this whole time. Like, I just go to work and I come home and they're still there. Just my life.
It is nice. Like the one time I came home from work and she had like it was my birthday. She had like cooked a steak, prepared a steak for me, bought me presents, had a bottle of wine
That's
and
nice.
shit. It's like, that ain't gonna happen fucking my next birthday. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get home and like fucking in my boxers, I'll be watching a movie, scratch my nuts, and go to bed. You know what I mean?
Well,
So
speaking of birthdays, man, tomorrow's mine.
tomorrow's your birthday.
Yep.
Happy birthday.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate that, man. Yep. Bringing in my birthday.
How old are you gonna be? 52.
I feel it, man. 36.
Yeah, I'm 37.
You're only 37.
Yeah.
I always thought you were a little bit older. I always thought you were a little bit older than that.
Mm-mm.
So you're only a year older than I am. No shit, man.
Yeah, you're 36. I always thought you were younger than that. It's probably because when we were real little, like you know how age is totally different.
Oh my god, yeah. Like a 14 to a 12-year-old is big. You know what I mean? But a 36 to a 30-year-old, you're like, we're almost the same.
And I knew your sister first, so I'm like, this is Steph's little brother.
Yeah.
So it probably made me. But ain't you guys like Gangster Nick and shit? Aren't like you're the same age?
No.
Oh.
Gangster was younger than I was.
Okay, so I guess I just put you
In the same
age.
category, man. Yeah, man. I mean, we hung out together, but he was like my younger brother, man. Him and Ocho, man. And the bros.
Crazy
man.
motherfuckers. I didn't chill them much until I lived at Shag's house for a couple months, and everybody and their mom was over there.
Yeah, you met
That's
everybody.
when I started chilling.
You got a crash course on everybody at that
Oh my
point.
god, it was insanity. 3 months and I had to fucking bounce. You know what I mean? There were so many people there. It was fun. You know what I mean? Shit like that's fun for a certain time period.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I need some peace and quiet.
Peace and quiet is the thing you need there. It was 5 rooms of chaos, maybe more. Like 3 stories of chaos.
Oh my god.
He still has my room on his fucking walls, I believe.
Your what?
My room. My room is on his walls.
Your room?
Yeah.
How is this?
I think he has all my pictures from my teenage room, from when I was in the square. All the pictures I had on my walls.
He took them.
They're on his walls. Because I left all my shit at his crib. And he took all my shit and just put it on his walls. So when I go into his room, it's like a time capsule.
Dude, remember the caribou?
I love the caribou.
The caribou was fucking insane. It got started. Eventually, it had like fucking Mardi Gras beads on it.
Yeah.
And a fucking top hat or whatever.
I need
Cigar hanging out of its mouth. A fucking caribou, like someone would have a deer head on their wall. A real fucking caribou that was shot.
A big fucking caribou.
And this caribou partied with motherfuckers for years.
It did. Man. It got high. It always had something hanging out of his mouth smoking.
Yeah. It was insane. Sunglasses.
Yep. I'm too fucked up right now, guys. Leave me alone.
I remember at one time it turned its head and winked at me. I was like, oh my God.
I'm too fucked up.
Yeah, I'm going to the other room.
I love Shaq's house because it always had a bong within fucking.
We had the
reach.
wheelchair in the kitchen.
The wheelchair is where I learned to do spinners and wheelies. Remember, I did I fucking had the half gallon of whiskey right here, the quarter pound of weed right here, broad daylight, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, wheeled out of the kitchen door, backyard, down the fucking road to the sidewalk on fucking Butter, all the way down, and went the sidewalk up past my house at the square and back up to his house. And did a wheelie the whole way.
Oh my God, that's
I did
fucking crazy.
I did a spinner the whole. Did not put the wheelchair down because I had no wheels. So
Dude, the rest of us were lucky if we got 5 seconds before falling off that motherfucker.
Dude, I had spinners down on that.
Wow.
I literally rolled the whole block, man, on that bitch with a half gallon and a quarter pound of weed in broad daylight.
On the wheelchair.
On a wheelchair in Dover, just
Because you
doing wheelies down the sidewalk.
You always had to go home to take a shit.
Always.
I
didn't
forgot
shit,
about
Shags.
that
I'm sorry,
shit,
Shags.
man.
I did not shit there, bro.
For you, it was like a personal experience. I got to get the newspaper.
Yeah. I read a book. I had a book at that time. Always so I'd be reading a book. I might be back in an hour, man.
You would read those fucking fantasy sci-fi style
Oh
books?
man, I love that, man.
I remember
I
seeing
still
them.
do. I
You still read those shits?
I don't have time. I don't have time anymore. I lost my whole bookcase when I was in Philly, man. I lost my whole room in Philadelphia. I had a crazy experience in Philadelphia where my house got raided, and the room I was renting.
I remember when you moved there.
So the room I was renting there got raided. The whole house got raided because some dude robbed a pharmacy for OxyContin, which I may or not have partaken in doing the Oxy. So had a lot of fun with that, but then the cops came and raided the place. And the dude
crazy.
responsible
And that's when it was kind of time to go.
and well, the dude responsible for the crime, got locked up, and I knew I had my whole room was there, and I had, stuff in there, and I didn't really want to get in trouble for it. If they were going to get me in trouble, I didn't really want to be a part of it, so I never went back, and I left my whole entire childhood life in that
It's
fucking
weird,
room
like
in
you
Philly.
had a bunch of roommates, right?
Yeah.
And the people I've known that have like rented rooms where there's a bunch of other people, always the same, not the same story, but always total crazy chaos.
Oh, dude.
Always, and it's like they're, I've got some pretty weird friends, but it wasn't them. It was the other people in the fucking house.
Oh, dude.
Causing the chaos.
Yeah, there's always like you're cool with a couple people, and then there's always that one that's fucking starting the drama.
Yeah.
So cool roommate stories was, at the same place that the place got raided, and I had to fucking leave and left my whole life
Like when you
behind.
lived at my house.
That was a cool time.
No, I'm joking.
But this is something that would have happened at your house, Aaron, and it made me really, really, really think about it, being like, damn, this is something that would have happened there. I can't believe it never did. So I was at this roommate's house, and I go home there, and I'm a chef, so I'm a fucking cook in there in Philadelphia. But I never brought food home because I'm too lazy. So I get home at night, and I'm starving. And I'm fucking starving for something, and all I see in the fridge and freezer is a bag of mixed vegetables in the freezer. And I said, whoa, bag of mixed vegetables, some butter, salt, and pepper. I'm craving that. It was a 5-way veg. I'm craving vegetables. I'm so depleted on veggies and nutrients. I need it, and my body is just telling me to eat this. So I heated up the whole bag and put it in a big ass bowl, and I ate the whole fucking bowl. Literally, the whole fucking bowl, man. Great, man. Feeling great. Next day, I go to work by 3 o'clock. My stomach started tearing me up. I go to the bathroom, just dying in the bathroom, shitting my brains out, puking. I mean, just dying in the bathroom. And at this point, my job in Philly, they knew I was on drugs. They knew I was on fucking. They knew I was doing.
Every good story.
They knew I was on heroin. You know what I mean? Like they knew it. I was doing mad fucking dope at that time, and a lot of other shit. And they knew it. And so they thought I was dope sick. And I come out and I'm like, dude, I got to go home, man. They're like, go, whatever, man. But I'm like dying. Meanwhile, I just got food poisoning. Didn't know it. So I have to go.
To eat some Taco Bell.
So I had to go. I had to take a train from basically the distance of Harrisburg to York. All right, on a train, having to shit and throw up at the same time, and trying to hold it in the whole train ride. And I did.
God.
Somehow I did. I held it in. I got off the train and exploded my guts throwing up, man, like right off that bitch. And I had my skateboard, and I'm literally on my belly on the skateboard, just dragging myself down the sidewalk. And I lived like 8 to 10 blocks from the train station. It was a far fucking distance, man. Like, it was not a close, it wasn't a close skate. I dragged myself back to that apartment, though, man. Got in the house, dying in the bathroom, and I said, I didn't eat anything but those mixed veggies. What is wrong with me? And they said, you ate what? I said, the mixed vegetables in the freezer. Long story short, some asshole hurt himself and used them as an ice pack. And they sat out for a day or two.
Oh, shit.
And they threw them back in the freezer, like, you know, any good person would. Throws it back in the freezer. And I ate an ice pack, veggie pack that was left out. And I almost died from that. Worst experience, food poisoning in my
I got
life.
food poisoning
Thank
once.
you, roommates, for
and
being
I
great
didn't
roommates.
realize how bad it is. I couldn't get out of bed. I had to go to the hospital because I couldn't take my seizure medication because I was throwing up so much.
Oh, man.
I couldn't ingest water. They had to inject water in my veins. Or
Ooh.
whatever the fuck, however the fuck they do it.
Yeah, it's not a good feeling, man. That shit sucks, bro. It's a horrible ass feeling.
Well, whenever people talked about food poisoning, I thought they were just being a little bitch.
Yeah, being dramatic.
Like,
about
I've
it.
had food upset my stomach before. Relax.
Yeah.
I didn't realize.
Oh, that shit, it is painful, man. Me and my girl went through that shit with some cheddar cheese, man, in the pack. You know, the shredded cheddar,
Oh, yeah.
the taco cheese, you know what I mean? Like, I smelled it. It smelled a little funky, but it's not moldy or anything. We're good. So we
Fuck
both
it.
ate it. The next day, me and her were dying. Luckily, it wore off me first so we could take shifts with the baby. Because we had a baby, Riker, at the time, man. And oh my God, we're both throwing up, dying in the bathroom. But it hit me first, and it wore off with me just by the time she was in full throttle with hers. And we were both dying over that cheese. So if the cheddar cheese smells funky, man, don't eat it, man. Don't fuck with it.
You know,
If it smells like feet, don't fuck with it.
recently I feel like I've reached the point in my life where I can afford baked macaroni and cheese. I was just thinking about that.
I love all mac and cheese. You can get me
And
started on
that
mac and
shit
cheese,
is
bro.
fucking delicious, man. With the fucking crust part.
Oh my God, yeah, I love the.
Dude said that maybe you would like this. They opened up this Jamaican restaurant where the fucking Dunkin' Donuts used to be.
I've been wanting to.
I love it, man. Have you know what I'm talking about then?
I've been wanting to go there. Never have you.
It's good. It's good. I've never tasted. What did I get? The jerk chicken at first, and I hadn't ever tasted something quite like that.
Jerk chicken.
I
is
told the
one of
lady at
best
the counter,
chickens.
and she was super happy about that. But I told her, I was like, you didn't tell me that I needed to buy a drink. Like,
It's
I was
spicy.
sweating. I was like, I didn't know.
Yeah,
You
man,
know?
that's that. You got some spice to it, bro. Got a little cayenne,
It's an interesting taste.
some clove in it, some a lot of different spices in it, man. From just not from around this area, man. It's Jamaican, bro. It's
No,
like
it's almost hard for me now. I'll get like the
coconut rice is the shit too. If you ever get a chance to eat that, coconut rice with black beans in it. Oh my God.
No, that sounds good. And they make these like papaya with like cinnamon spiced and hot. It's so delicious. I can't even imagine. It's like foodgasm, man.
And that's right here.
Yeah,
Like
right
there.
where Dunkin' Donuts used to be.
Yeah, I've been wanting to go there and eat that because I make jerk chicken at work, man. We do a theme night every Wednesday, and every 6 months we pull out the jerk chicken theme night, bust that out, and so that's the second time I've done it. And I love jerk chicken after doing it, man. I really love that chicken, bro. And I'd love to have it because I made it. I'm not Jamaican. I want to have some authentic shit, you know?
Yeah, they're all Jamaican that work there. Yeah.
I want like the oxtail and all that shit. I don't like goat.
That's the thing that people. So it's funny you bring that up because when I go there, the most popular item seems to be oxtail.
Yeah,
that
it's
does
tender.
not sound appealing to me.
It's just beef. Meat.
It's like cow ass. It's like I don't want to eat a cow's ass.
It's right above it, man. It's right where the tail is. Almost,
it's the actual tail.
Yeah, not the actual tail, but it's the meat under it, and it's really tough meat, so they really have to braise it for hours or cook it for hours, however they do it. I don't know what they're doing, but they braise it for hours.
Slow cooking.
Yeah, slow cooking to break it down, man, and it's good, but there's not that much meat on it. It's more fat than actual meat, but the bones in it, and they suck the cartilage and shit out of the meat. It's like, have you ever heard of ossobuco?
No.
It is my other favorite dish. All right, it's lamb or veal shank, which is right here. So it's the cut right here.
Where you would shank someone.
So it's that cut right there. It's one of the cut on the arm, you know, but it's the shank part of it, all right? And it could be from
my grandma.
It could be pork, veal, or lamb. My favorite is fucking lamb or veal, but it has like a bone right through the middle, and it has a piece of meat that wraps around the bone like that, kind of like a short rib. If you ever had a nice short rib with the bone around it, you slow cook that bitch for hours, and in the middle of that bone is hollow, and there's this cartilage, this like sinew in there. It's like baked and like caramelized from the slow cooking.
You eat the cartilage.
Just suck it out of there, man.
You eat the cartilage.
You just suck it out. It's like full flavor. It's like a shot. It's a shot of like intense flavor. If you can imagine, just take a shot of intense flavor.
I'll have to try that.
Yeah, it's insane. Also, buco is one of my favorite dishes in the world.
Do you say you make it at where you work?
No, we've only done it once for an event. For catering.
That sounds crazy. You're eating like a bone. Bone guts.
Yeah, the bone guts. The meat around it is tender, you know what I mean? Like, it falls off and it's super delicious, you know what I mean? Like, it's great, you know what I mean? But my favorite part is actually inside of it, like inside the bone. It's the best part, man. Food is a whole other section of life.
Dude, I'm one of those people, like,
I'm always
I don't know, like, but anytime there's a dish that's different, I want it.
Exactly.
Like, I ate octopus. And I was so excited about it. I'm like, I've
never
had this, man. It just sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I don't care what it tastes like. I don't know what it tastes like.
I want to find out.
Yeah, and it wasn't. I enjoyed it. It had a weird chewiness to it, you know.
I've never had octopus. There's a lot of food I want to eat and try.
It's not. It's definitely not an everyday.
I just want to I love cooking. So if I kill something, I want to cook it and eat it. So let's try some human flesh, man.
Hell yeah.
You want to try that?
They say that they have a theory that cannibalism gives you laughing disease, where you laugh hysterically like a lunatic.
Wow. See, I don't want to eat it just to be that. I just want to taste it. I just want to know what it tastes like. You know what I mean? Like, I've tasted a lot of things.
I think everybody deep down inside, they might not admit it,
but they want to know.
They just want to know, what would it taste like? Man, like looking at their arm.
Yeah.
I wonder what would happen.
I mean, honestly, as a chef, man, I would cook up human part and eat it.
Do you make like Thailand? Do you make like duck with coconut sauce and shit?
I mean,
have you ever made shit like Thai? Is that Thailand?
That's some shit. Yes. I've never done that, but I've cooked up with a lot of different sauces on it. Usually you want to use something really sweet and pungent to overcome that.
Duck's fucking not the everyday. It's greasy.
Yes, it tastes weird. It's rubbery, greasy feeling. And you cook it mid-rare because you don't want to cook it well done because it's nasty that way. You want to cook it bloody. It's the only bird that you're going to cook at a mid-rare temperature. Yeah.
Sounds dangerous.
It's how you eat it though. And then if you ever heard of foie gras, which is the duck liver or goose liver, is mainly goose livers, but you can do it with duck liver. They still call it foie gras, but it's the liver itself.
You eaten that?
I cooked it and I've ate it, and I ate it a long time ago. Didn't really remember the taste, and I just had a chance to recook it and eat it recently, and I almost threw up. It was not good. Like, I did not like it at all.
I remember Vito had me eat something, but he refused to tell me what it was till I ate it.
What was it?
And I'm like, that's weird. because he's not a jokester.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. And I ate it, and it was delicious.
It was like cock. It was like you ate some penis, didn't you? Some cow dick.
It was like a soft steak, but he told me it was like a kidney of some animal, and I'm like, wow. I'm glad you didn't tell me before I ate it.
Did it taste really irony and gritty?
It was like a steak mixed with a mushroom.
Okay, yeah.
The consistency of
it.
Not the taste.
And livers are so weird, dude. Kidneys are so weird because the meat is like, it filters out shit inside of it, so it's like spongy and weird.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
But it was good. And if he'd told me what it was, it would not have been good.
See, now, it doesn't matter. I try shit all the time.
Yeah,
but if I'm fucking high or drunk, I will try anything. You put me in a restaurant, you put food in front of me.
You'll be eating squid. And
I don't give a fuck. I will eat anything.
Snake tail.
If I go to a restaurant and I see they're an authentic dish, I get it as it comes. I'm not modifying it. No onions or tomatoes on it. No, fuck that.
I want to know how it's meant to be.
Exactly.
So if I don't like it, I won't get it the next time.
Exactly. I go around the clock and pick all the weird shit off the fucking menu that you never get, you know what I mean? Just to get it. Because I go there so much now.
Yeah, because if I go there and see something I could actually just make at the house, I'm like, I want that right now, but I'm sorry. I have a code. Like, I got to get something that's not in the house. Yeah. Why am I here then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I went to this other restaurant, man. I didn't know this place even exists. It's called Dockside Willie's.
I've heard of it.
Okay, it's right there on the river up in Harrisburg. But it's on the other side. It's off the beaten trail. You go 11:15. It's kind of like right there by the river, and you pass that bitch, and there's Duke's right next to it. And I never knew these restaurants even existed, so I went there. The one thing off the menu that stood out was the meatloaf something. I forget what it's called. I thought it was called... They had two meatloafs. Original meatloaf dinner. Then the same meatloaf they turned into a stack with bread. Like they have challah bread. No, sourdough bread, like toasted challah bread. Like toasted sourdough bread. Gravy, fried onions, mashed potatoes. And repeated level. You know what I mean? The whole thing is like that high. Then they had the meatloaf dinner. And it was labeled weird on the fucking shit. So I thought I was ordering the thing that was stacked up that I told you, man. The fried onions, the mash, the gravy, the bread, the meatloaf, the fucking like that. I ordered the meatloaf stack. Yeah, I want that shit. It looks good. Comes out, it's the meatloaf dinner. Just regular meatloaf and some mash and some veg and gravy, whatever. That's fine.
You're like false advertising.
But I thought I was getting that. And I'm like, didn't I order the meatloaf stack? She's like, you did. That's the meatloaf stack. The other one was called something else. I forget what it's called. I'm like, that's fucked up. That is not stacked up whatsoever right now, man. But that's what I wanted. But I ate that in, bitch. I'm not one to go out to a restaurant and bitch and shit. It's just not who I am. But it was fucked up. I really wanted that. But I always pick the weird thing off the menu and eat it because that's what you do. Fuck yeah, Corona time.
Oh, you just do the fucking
1, 2, 3.
Oh my god, the
Cheers.
fucking lighter thing. And they would always try to show me how to do it, and I could do it.
I do it with my chef knife too.
I could do it, but I'd like blister my fucking thumb.
Oh wow.
You know what I mean?
Cheers. Corona time.
Barely being able to do it.
Yeah, I get it with my chef knife, man. Pop that bitch off when I'm at work. Because, I'm always popping beers at work. No, we have this stupid thing. We have this stupid thing on the menu called Marinated Tomato. It's just it's Pellegrino water, carbonated water, and I put cherry tomatoes in there, basil and garlic, and let it marinate. And we put that on top of our pizza. So I have a whole brick oven pizza in there. I'm gonna tell you, man, making pizzas. Oh, Kyler, you've been cooking your whole life. Kyler, you worked in Fox Pizza. Kyler, cooking pizzas ain't no fucking deal. Cooking pizzas fucking sucks, man, when you didn't know how to do it. It took me literally till about 2 months ago. I've been working for a year. It took me this long to perfect a pizza. Nice.
Good idea.
Yup. I didn't perfect. I'm not as good as the other guys there, but I finally am able to make a decent pizza and a brick oven fucking pizza. And it just literally, like, the whole time I was working, it was like my executive chef was teaching me how to make this fucking pizza. And I was doing everything he told me, and I couldn't do it. And then as soon as he left, and I'm fucking up pizzas left and right all the time doing what he's telling me, one of the other cooks comes in and is like, dude, do it like I'll show you. And he showed me a totally different way of doing it. And all my pizzas come out perfect. So I'm like, I'm not saying the way my chef's showing me is wrong, but wrong for me because it didn't work. And now I can finally fucking make a pizza after it fucking took how long. And now I just perfected the way my boy showed me, and guess what, man? Making fucking pizzas. Slanging that bitches out. I fucking hated it at first. It was embarrassing that I
Did
can't
you
make a pizza.
conform to the way, or did you form your own way?
I went the way my boy showed me. You know? Yeah, I don't do it exactly the way. I do it the way it makes me comfortable doing it, but mostly the way he showed me.
Big Mouth Pizza, which is what this is, like they go through different management like every fucking year, and like the pizza's always different. So I don't order it. But I was in the parking lot, and the girl that made the pizzas was outside the parking lot. And I was talking to her, didn't know she made the pizzas, but I was like, sometimes it sucks and sometimes it doesn't. And she's like, well, it depends on the pizza maker. And I'm like, oh yeah? And she said, I'm the one that makes the pizzas now, so I've been going and getting them, and they're good. She's all excited about it.
Good. You just raised her self-esteem, man. That's good.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
It's good, man, because I made pizzas, and it was there. I really pitied the people that were getting the pizzas, but I had to put them out, you know, like, because...
Sorry, bro. It's not going to be the best.
And at this time, I was sous chef, and I felt totally embarrassed, because I'm trying to do a good job, and I just can't. You know what I mean? Like, I cannot push a good pizza out to save my life at this moment. But now I fucking can, man. And it's good. Everything's going good there. I actually enjoy cooking again at work. Not as much as I did at Heritage. I loved Heritage Hills, but, you know, Outdoor Country Club ain't Heritage. But it's the people that makes it the place. Now I finally got some friends. Once I stepped down from that position, people started talking to me. And I started smoking.
Oh, I see how it is.
I started smoking, you know what I mean? Like, before, like, I was sober for my first 6 months working there, too. I wasn't smoking weed. I was trying to be good. I was trying to grow up, man. I was
Walk the line.
Yeah, it just wasn't working for me, man. I was stressed.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I couldn't learn anything new. Like, there was, like, I can't absorb anything when I'm not smoking, man. And it comes to that, man. It just comes to that, the whole thing,
You just
man.
start worrying about the fact that you feel uncomfortable to the point where it's like I'm almost more productive, you know, not worrying about all that shit because my head starts spinning too much.
I get in my own thoughts when I'm sober, man. Like, I start getting really into myself, my own head.
Shit gets intense.
Shit gets in my
I
dreams.
got emotions.
Yeah,
I haven't paid attention to these emotions.
Fucking emotions. Dude, emotions are like, I didn't know about them. I was used to one emotion.
I hate that shit,
I'm
man.
used to one emotion, high and happy. High and happy, and worrying when I was getting high again, being happy again. That's all I ever gave a fuck about.
That's actually emotions. It's actually a lot of work to deal with.
I didn't like it. It was a new feeling for me, and it was 6 months of it, and I was very glower and glum.
I like the crazy dreams, dude.
I did not like. Let's get
You
back
didn't?
to those dreams, man. No.
I actually kept a dream journal, and because I watched YouTube videos about how to do astral projection.
Yeah.
And I took months, and you can't smoke weed to do this whatsoever. And I took months and months keeping this dream journal. Every time you wake up, you immediately write down what you were dreaming about. So you're like in touch with your dreams, because you'll forget 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
And then eventually you just keep focusing on it and watching. Like, there's other stuff to it I couldn't remember to say. But I literally, like, a couple of times became conscious in my dream. And it was insane. And then, like, if you get too excited because it's like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing this, you just wake up.
Yeah.
And it happened to me, like, maybe 3 or 4 times. It's not very easy to do. And then it got boring.
I did it once in my dream. So I was in this point of time where I was having all these crazy dreams, and I was in a kind of a nap kind of dream. It was like I was waking up in the afternoon or daytime, but I was still in bed sleeping, but it's still at that conscious feeling. And in my dream, I was able to, standing straight up, fall back to the ground and not hit the ground and bounce right back up and go the opposite direction, basically to my nose to the floor, but not touching the floor. And I was doing this with my brain in my dream, consciously doing it.
Your actual body wasn't doing
No,
it.
my body was not doing it.
Okay.
But in my brain,
That's the shit I'm talking about.
But in my dream, I was conscious, like I was making a decision that was not a dream-like decision, but a conscious decision to do something and keep doing it because I could do it. And I was doing that. Back, falling, and doing this with my brain. I was using this part of my brain right here. I felt it. It hurt in the morning when I woke up because I felt this muscle in my brain I was using to do it.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
And I could feel what part it was of my brain I was centered on, and in my dream in doing it.
It's funny you say that because I get this weird feeling like right around here from time to time. It's very
Use different parts of your brain for different things, you know.
Maybe my third eye's open.
Yeah, that's your pineal gland, and that right there is the number one thing that makes us different from animals is having that. And the government is trying to fucking turn all that off with all the fluoride in our water and all the chemicals in the Doritos and the chips and all the processed foods that we eat and shit.
The Doritos.
No, they're in there. They put all these chemicals and shit, chemtrails in the fucking sky, everything to dumb us down and keep us stupid like sheep. And we have this third eye that, honestly, like, I love smoking bud, but it dumbs it down to the point where my dreams were so absurd it was getting me in trouble because I was having dreams of, I don't even know what it was, but I was saying, "I love you, baby," in it, and my girl was getting mad because she woke up to hear
someone else's name.
Yeah, like I never said anybody else's name because I didn't know what it was, but I woke up to her being like, "Who are you talking about?" And I'm like, "It was you, baby. Who else?" But I don't remember. It wasn't that clear, but it was a lot of weird shit was happening in the dreams.
Did you have a sister?
No, thank God.
That would be the best thing to say.
But like it was like a lot of weird dreams I was having, man, and like a lot of I was really worried for a while, man, about dying. And dude, I was going through a death stage in my life, and I had a dream where I was going to this house, and on the outside it was dark and abandoned, but there's somebody outside. A father was outside, said his children were up there, needed saved and helped, and I was out there, and I was like, I'll go in and get them. I got it. I'll go in there. So I went into this house. It was all abandoned, dark, creepy, dusty. You know, like probably like 5, 6 o'clock at night, so on the wane of light kind of feeling. And I'm going in there. I run through the bottom. I go up to the second story, and I go to the first room on the right. Nothing in there. So I go to the second one, and I feel something there. So I run into this room, and I stop like 10 feet from the doorway. And on my right-hand side, there's an indented closet with doors that fold open and shut. And they were open. And it was completely dark inside the closet. And out of nowhere, these 2 fucking little kids run out. But they were ghost children. They had like no like eyes. They're all dark eyes. And they run past me. There's a boy and a girl. And like little like tiny like they're about the same age run past me. And I look up and there's this girl standing with dark ass hair, completely dark face. Can't see inside her face at all. Can't see her face to make it out. But she's looking at me in this white gown. And she's 10 feet from me. And she points into the closet. Holds her hand like this, just pointing in the closet. And the kids ran out of it. And I'm looking at her, and that's all I see is that closet and her. And I was so scared. I woke up in sweats, just completely for weeks thinking about this fucking dream. Like, I'm going to die. Like, I'm dying. Like, I'm going to die in a week. 7 days from now, I'm dead. But that was a year and a half ago, but it was... I don't know what that dream entailed, man. It was crazy. You know? Fucking crazy as shit.
I had one where there was like a half pipe, and I was skating, but without a skateboard, and it was dirt. It was dirt.
Nice.
And then right next to it was a trench, and there were like fucking army men jumping out of it with machine guns, like firing it. And it was like 2 scenarios mixed together, but both warped.
Mind-boggling, dude. Like, what are you trying to tell me here?
I don't know, but like for me, I got bizarre. I would get bizarre dreams as soon as I quit, and it was shit like that.
I felt like I was reaching out to people, man.
But I was like in control of the half pipe maneuvering.
Yeah,
I could control it.
So you actually were in control of it that time.
And I realized I was dreaming. Like I realized I was dreaming in there. And I looked at my hand and shit, and I'm like, I'm fucking dreaming. And it was so fun. I could control it, but it barely lasts any time.
No.
Because I'd get too excited about it, and then I just wake up.
Yeah, I was
Sounds like a weird thing to say, but that's what happened.
I wanted to wake up from my dream of doing it because I felt my brain using it. I was like, I can do that when I'm awake. And so when I was awake, I was trying to, I don't know what I was trying to do, but I was like trying to use it. I'm like, I'm not going to fall back on my face or on my back. I don't know what I'm doing. But I tried. I wanted to, but I felt it. But premonitions, man. I had a long premonition. A premonition about the Hell's Pit dropping.
This all started from Katrina's house.
And then I got arrested. But it happened. I had that premonition 6 months prior when the album was coming out that something bad was gonna happen. And on that day, I got arrested for the first time. Went to jail.
I heard other people say they got negative vibes when that album came out.
Yeah, it was totally like it was meant to. It was the bad side of the fucking life, man. That's what the ICP was trying to show. But I had another
Attack of the Bassheads,
Yeah.
Suicide Hotline.
great album. But I had another premonition, man. It happened. I was still in high school at this time. And no, I wasn't. I was driving. I had that fucking Astra van, and it was still Ricky's house, Katrina's house at the time. I was partying there, whole time period, same time period. I had a lot of shit going on in my head with my third eye at that time. I'll get to that in a second. But I had a premonition on a Saturday night. I had a dream that I was driving, and I got pulled over, and on my left-hand side was pine trees, and on my right-hand side was bright lights. And in my head, I clicked with Carlisle and Turkey Hill and the fucking golf course right there. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
So right there, that area, that whole area is where in my dream, I was at. And in my head, I was pulled over in Turkey Hill with the bright lights on my right, and on the left, I could see the pine trees and the golf course on my left. So in my dream, I'm fucking fucked. I'm fucked. I'm getting a DUI and drugs. They're getting me for everything in my dream. I'm fucked. I wake up in sweats, happy that I'm no trouble and I'm in my bed. So I'm thinking about this dream all week long. All week long. It comes next Saturday, and I'm like, today's the day it's happening. So I loaded my van up with munchies, peanut butter cookies, barbecue chips, everything. Chocolate chip cookies. I put it right there. The essentials. Put it right there in the center console. And I was at Ricky's house that night. Katrina's for partying. All right. I stopped drinking probably an hour before I left. I was like, this feels so bad tonight. This is happening tonight when I leave here. I gotta go. I'm doing this right now. I went into the van. I put my scale in a coffee cup, a Denny's coffee cup that I had on the floor. Closed the lid, threw it on the floor. I had a bowl, put it in a Denny's coffee cup because I had so many coffee cups on the floor. So I worked at Denny's at the time. And I had so much trash on the floor. And I put each individual item, my bowl, my scale, my weed, everything in a coffee cup and put the lid on and threw it on the floor. In the floor. And then I gave Doug and Skeet Rez a fucking ride home. Didn't know that fucking Doug was bringing a bottle of vodka that he had opened. And he stashed it in the back. He just kind of did this in the back seat. Just kind of stashed it in the back of the Astro. Fucking, I drop him off first. I'm going down Carlisle. I didn't realize until I was leaving that had to use my high beams because I had a headlight out. So I see a car coming. I turn off the high beams. As soon as it passes, I turn them back on. There was 2 cars behind it. Find out the first one was a cop and the last one was a cop. So I just fucking high beamed and flashed 2 cops. Well, I get pulled over.
No shit, really? Why?
So, well, the question is, where did I get pulled over at? Turkey Hill, with the golf course on my left. Fucking bright lights, Turkey Hill on my right. I'm like, this is my dream. So I start stuffing cookies in my mouth and chocolate chip cookies and barbecue chips. I'm waiting on this cop to come up to my window, and I'm stuffing my food, eating this shit real quick. Fucking cop comes up, and guess who it is? Officer Hartley. The same guy.
Everyone has a story about that guy.
Same guy that was chasing me for a year for selling weed. A year prior. So he was trying to bust me for selling weed. And I avoided him for a whole year. And then he finally catches me in the van. He says, well, Kyler. Look who I have. So, you want to tell me right now what you're drinking and all the weed you got? And I said...
He knows you by name.
Yeah. I said, officer, I'm not drinking and I don't have anything. He says, blow into my face. I blow into his face. Cookie crumbs and chips fly out of my mouth into his face. He backs up like, what the fuck? He's like, all right, I'm going to go get this breathalyzer. I said, go ahead. He says, are you going to pass it? I said, what the fuck? I just blew in your face, dude. You think I'm going to pass it? And so he brings me it. And I blow into it and I break it. I blow into it so hard it breaks. And he brings another one out, and I break that one too, because I heard that you can blow into them and break them, and so I did it. He said, "Don't blow in so hard," so I broke it this time.
Oh yeah, like you know, you're gonna have to go get another one pretty quick.
So I broke them, and
You got that pen.
yeah, right, man. So fucking, we're sitting there, like, you know what I mean? He's like, I blew in his face. He didn't smell the vodka. I fucking took blew fucking 2 hits off this breathalyzer. Broke the bitches. And he couldn't do shit. So finally, he's like, I'm going to search your van. I say, go ahead. And he goes back there, and guess who's back there? Skeet Rez is passed out in the back. And he's like, and he has Skeet Rez. He's like, you're drunk, are you? And Skeet's like, I'm 21. And so dude's like, all right, is there anything back here I should know about? Skeet's like, I think there might be a bottle of vodka. And he's like, find it. So Jimmy's trying to find it, can't find it.
They love their job, man.
So he's like, Jimmy's drunk. He's like, I can't fucking find it, dude. So Hartley gets in the back of my van and starts rooting through shit and gives up. Comes back out, looks at me and says, it's your lucky day, Kyler. Hope you know next time it's not going to be this good. Some thriller ending that he had to fucking say, you know what I mean? To make himself feel badass.
It's like cops want to be like Kurt Russell or something.
Yeah. And I was like, all right, thanks. And he let me go. And I went home, and I was like, well, that was my premonition right there, wrapped up in a fucking neat little present with Officer Hartley handing it to me. That's all that was. Like, I had that premonition the week before. And I told Doug about it. I told everybody about it all week long. Doug knew about it.
That's fucking crazy.
So it's not like I just pulled it out of my ass like, oh, I had a dream about this. No, like, I told Doug about this all week long. Like, this is going to happen. And I told him, tonight's the night, bro. Like, it's happening. And it happened, man. And guess what was... Pine View was on my left, and fucking Turkey Hill was on my right. Just like my dream fucking suggested. And I was fucked in my dream.
That's fucking crazy, man.
I was fucked, like, you know what I mean? Like, so if it wasn't for that premonition, I wouldn't have hid every fucking...
And that was the Hell's Pit, part of the Hell's Pit thing?
It was close to it. Now, what wraps it all up around this time was I just made this connection within the past month or two in my head. Why did all this happen to me at that time? Yeah, I was going through, like, puberty and becoming a man at that time. I was 18 at that time. Like, everything, like, I was just a man, like, everything. In my family, that shit rung strong. Really strong. Like, the powers in the fucking male side are very strong, just like the female side is strong, but there's different powers on my dad, on my mom, not my dad's side, my mom's male side. The males in that side have abilities that other people don't, and it manifested to me earlier in life. My mom was teaching it to me at a very young life, at a young part of my life, and I got interested in it when I was 16 and 17. So I started asking her about it. My grandfather was a Grand Master Rosicrucian. Ever hear of the Rosicrucians?
No, what's that?
They're a branch off the Freemasons.
Oh, shit.
Really, they are more into rituals and fucking geometry and like metaphysics. Let's just say that, metaphysics. And my grandfather was a Grand Master in it. Very high up in it. And he started teaching my mother this shit at a very young age. Her last test that he was trying to put her through was to put a candle out with her mind. He put her through trying to see her past lives by putting up candles and meditating and trying to coach her through seeing her past lives. She saw her past lives, and she taught me how to do it. And I was practicing this at 16 and 17. When I was getting fucked up going home at night for shits and dinner.
You were blowing out candles.
Yeah, you know, when I was doing that shit and I told you I had to go home and eat and shit, my sister was away in Germany in the army. It was just me and my mom. So, you know, I took every minute I could to talk to her and be with her and keep her, you know, like before I went out and partied again. And I asked her about all this shit because I was really interested in it. And she taught me. And she had me doing all these meditative shits. And I think
she kind of had like empty nest syndrome almost.
Yeah.
Wanted to spend time with
Yeah, and I did too. And so I asked her about all that. And at that time period, I started exercising a muscle. Now, what happens when you exercise a muscle?
What, are you talking about that fucking...
Yes.
I get that all the time. I was afraid of what that... I'm like, I'm going to have a brain tumor.
No, it's part of your brain you don't use, man. And it's exercising muscles you don't use.
So I'm like using... That's like...
And your third eye is
pituitary What the fuck?
Your
gland?
pineal gland.
Pineal
That's more
gland.
inside. You don't really feel it. But that part of my muscle I was doing with the back and forth was a different part of my muscle. It was the left part of my brain back here.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I feel weird shit in there a lot of times. And I thought it was because I'm epileptic.
No,
that
that's subconscious.
A side effect of that.
I think it's the subconscious part of your brain that you're using that you don't ever use. Because I started
So
feeling that dream.
it might be because, like, I've done ungodly amounts of psychedelics.
Yeah.
It's probably related to something like that.
Well, we emptied out our serotonin levels, man. You know what I mean? With all the acid. Acid.
Look, I don't know. I don't know if you did, but we were like the guinea pigs for Ritalin. When they dropped the original Ritalin, it was like they didn't know what it would do to people.
No, then Adderall.
I don't know
was
if
the
they
next
gave
one.
you that shit.
No, they should have.
They should
You're
You're like, I can't come up with a reason why they didn't.
Yeah. My mom was too poor to take me to the doctors to get fucking diagnosed, man, because I need Adderall, man. Now I want to go to the doctors to get Adderall because
if you have like a big project around the house to do or something, it's like you hit someone up like, dude, could I get like 10 Adderalls?
Yeah.
It's a one-time thing. I don't normally.
Yeah, I just
it's for functional purposes. I know I'm not gonna fucking level the backyard.
Yeah, I'm just doing this to study for a test.
Let me intake like 60 milligrams of Adderall. That yard is done.
Oh, dude, done. Done.
I'll be looking for something else to do afterwards. Like fucking organize my CD and record collection alphabetically or chronologically or both back and forth. What's up, Kanga? Do you want to make a cameo? Hey, bud. Look, Kanga wants in the mix. There you go, Kanga. Don't step up there because you fucking stopped another episode by jumping up there. Kanga wants attention. Yeah, man. Drinking like a rich man. Coronas. What's up, bud? You need fucking attention. Ladies and gentlemen, Kanga making a comeback. Appearing in multiple episodes. Look at that. Kanga wants in on.
It's a cat. Sorry, she's going now. But yeah, so third eye, man, is a crazy shit, crazy experience, man. And I want to get back to exercising that and doing that again, but don't have the time or the.
Dude, it's concerning to me because I feel this fuzzy ness up on my head sometimes, and I'm like, I think I'm going crazy because I am epileptic, and for that reason, I've had multiple seizures, and I just assume that's what that's a result of. But you're saying you felt something similar.
Yeah, it's a twinge, like when you're using a muscle, like when you use when you flex a muscle. That's what it felt like. I was
and
flexing
it's a muscle
part of my
you
brain
barely
right here.
ever fucking use.
And I never used it, ever used this muscle, and I felt it for hours afterwards. That I used the muscle in my brain after when I woke up that day, and I was like, that's how I remembered it. I was like, that was crazy. I was using that muscle to go back and forth. That's what was controlling me in my dream, my flight. So I could have flew. I think I dreamt, I actually flew in a dream before using that muscle.
Oh my god, dude! What you just said when I? This probably sounds crazy to motherfuckers, but when I would do what I called the astral projection, where I became conscious in my dreams,
it's a real thing.
A constant theme is I wasn't walking; I was floating.
Okay.
Is that what you're describing? I was fucking floating instead of walking.
I've had levitation in dreams, but I've actually flew conscious thought in dreams.
Once in a dream, I walked from my house to Giant and walked inside the building and around it, like what it would look like. But instead of not walking, I would float.
Oh, then you were astral projecting, bro.
And this wasn't when I was keeping the dream journal. Kanga. This was actually when I was a little kid. I'm talking like maybe fucking 11 or 12. And I remembered that shit. And that was like one of my weirdest memories because you assume like it wasn't real, like it was some crazy shit. Like, at that age, try to interpret something like that.
Yeah.
You're just like, I'm thinking some weird shit. But
We got that.
I'd hear about that type of shit as I'd get older, and then when I actually really tried to do it with that dream journal and shit, I experienced the same shit. And I'm like, so somehow, when I was real young, I did that.
Well, you were more attached to your primal self, man, to that third eye back then because you weren't drinking or smoking back then. You know what I mean? So it was so easy back then to tap out.
But do you
to
think
go to
most
that different
people, like,
dimension.
I've never heard someone, like, maybe one person or so, there was a person I talked to at the store once that was talking about that shit, some weirdo. But you don't hear many people describe shit like that.
No, it's a real thing, though. It's astral projection is totally real.
It's not just a DJ,
And usually happens
fucking
by
techno
accident.
DJ.
Yeah, it usually happens by accident, too. It's hard to do.
So
on
that would
purpose.
make even more sense.
I'm on this Facebook group, a lot of Facebook groups, because I'm weird into this shit.
You're actually on a Facebook.
I'm on an
group
astral.
about-
I'm on an astral projection
Dude, I'm
Facebook
like,
page, and on a paranormal Facebook page. I'm on skateboarding fucking Facebook page. I'm on Forbidden Mysteries. I'm on pineal gland, open to pineal gland fucking page. Like I read shit every day about shit, man.
it's crazy because I don't know if I brought up the topic or whatever, but I did that once, you know. I tried to do it. Well, like I already described, but it's strange that you're on all those.
I want to do
fucking
some DMT.
pages. I can get it.
Let's do it. What's going on? Have you done it?
It's like
I've never done it.
It's like me either. It's like a big decision, and I'm putting it off. But
Don't.
I know I'm gonna do it.
Do it with me. I need somebody to do it with.
Well, I'll figure it out. Make sure it's real, and
Yeah.
try to get it, and ask the people. Did you do it
Yeah.
or whatever? What was it like? You know, that shit. Because I feel like it's gonna be insane.
It's gonna be.
Like
It's-
I've seen multiple people that don't know each other from across different countries in the world describe the exact same shit that happened to them, and I'm like, oh my god, I have to know. I have to know, man.
Like I've heard so much about this that it's going to do three things. All right, it's either A, going to give you the most insane trip of your life and put you out of your brains and your mind, and you're not going to know what you're interpreting and what you're seeing, and just chalk it up to a good time. B, you're going to get in communications on a frequency channel with the gods.
People have described
C,
that it becomes more real looking.
C, you're going to find your true inner self and all the shit that you're missing, what you're seeking, and what you're seeking. Like everything you want and everything you missed, and all the opportunities that you had, and your whole life summed up in literally 20 minutes. And a immense head rush and crazy fucking feeling.
Like it feels like a lot more time.
Yeah, and it's gonna drag on for an eternity, but it's only 20 minutes, and you wake up and snap out of it, and then you see what you're here for. You know what your destiny is, or what you need to be aiming for with life. I think that's what it's there for. It puts you in tune and in touch with life, and I think people that aren't open to percept that have experience A. I think experience B is for people that are really in tune and perspective and really thinking about it. And I think C is the average person that is aware of life and perceptibility and consciousness and want more. I think C is the route that they will actually end up going to and seeing, honestly. You know, I'm going there for B and C. A is...
Yeah, man, I'm like, all right, I'm excited about it, but respectful of what it is. Because
You have to.
I want to make sure I'm not going to run out and get it because it's Friday. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a little bit
This is more
hesitant
of a-
to make the decision.
This is a planned
I'm hesitant
decision,
to make
and
the decision.
if it's on a Sunday or a Tuesday or a Friday, it don't fucking matter. It's a planned decision, and you got to be ready for it. It's like playing that scary video game that you don't want to play, like Resident Evil or Outlast. You got to.
I
be in
used
the
to
mood
play
for it, you
fucking
gotta
when
know.
I was little. I'd play the original like Doom 2 on
Yeah.
the computer with headphones, and it was so scary.
Yeah,
and
you-
them big goat things with the fucking
Dude, you got to
rocket
be ready
launchers.
for it. You got to be in the mood for it. Yeah, you,
Dude, that game is the shit to this day, man.
yeah, you got to be like, you got to be ready for this shit.
I had the expansion pack where you could make your own levels. That shit was fucking awesome. They were like the Bart Simpson levels, shit like that.
Yeah, I miss that shit, man. Like, it was good.
Well, motherfuckers, this is Kyler. Been hiding out in Russia from the FBI for the past 5 years.
Just been holding it down, you know, with the fam. Making that fam grow. Got little fuckers running around right now. And I got
Little
another,
fuckers.
and I got another little fucker on the way. Should be a little beautiful little fucker. It'll be great.
All right.
So yeah, man. All right, DHC, man.
All right, motherfuckers. This was a pretty good fucking episode. And if I can get the fucking mouse to move, we will see you motherfuckers later. Peace, motherfuckers.